Theory creaking open, baby.
Yo, welcome to the screen where the plot gets bent. Julie B deep dives, not just for content. She don't react, she dissects those threads from the lens, catching clues y'all missed when the credits end. What you know about freeze framing frames and while you blinking, she building an evidence drum. Got a notebook thicker than the lore itself, and a chat full of nerds with the mental health shelf. Yeah, she sees the glitch, peep the double cross. You just watching TV, she talk to the boss. Every theory and thesis, no throwaway guess. While y'all on season 1, she in season X. Said rewind it slow it, zoom in enhance. Julie B caught the symbol in the window glance. While you tweeting what just happened like a clown, she already made a flow chart, color coded breakdown.
They don't die like us. They don't vibe like us. They binge and they bounce. We revive that trust. They skip intros, we every frame. You watch shows, we decode the game. They don't die like us. Nah, they don't die like us.
She cracked Severance before y'all knew it was deep. Predicted the Last of Us deaths in her sleep. When the camera pans, she ain't blinking once. Catch a ghost in the glass, call it theory punch. Watch parties lit like apocalypse nights. Call-ins while they bringing alien rights.
Hey, Julie, I think the trees are spies. Well, I have a spreadsheet that confirms that, guys.
Zoom in, boom in, she moving through clues. Spinning Discord in the courtrooms, Lord of views. Got miles of receipts. Time stands with heat. Every rewatch turns into a Reddit elite. You stuck on the surface, we beneath with maps. Cross-referencing lore with the rector's caps. If your fave show got secrets, don't be dumb. Julie got the chalkboard out in Frums where it's from.
They don't dive like us. They don't vibe like us. They skim the edge. We inside that crust. They zone out, we zone in the pain. You say plot twist, we say nope, chain. They don't dive like us. Nah, they don't dive like us. What's that?
That ain't a blooper, that's a plot thread. You thought it was a shadow? She thought it was a coded message from season 3. And she's probably right. Step this way if your mind's unbent. Step that way if your theories pay rent. Say Julie B, deep dive queen. Now zoom, scroll, theorize, pull. Ain't no rabbit hole safe once she got the cloud.
They don't die like us.
Hey there, welcome to Julie B Deep Dives live into Pluribus. And we're going to be discussing episode 6, which was just called HDP, which, as we found out, meant human-derived protein. Gross.
Delicious.
So Pluribus has now delved into a subject that I personally don't like in TV shows, cannibalism, but the way that they're portraying it is really not that bad.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's one of my dislikes.
The Yellow Jackets, you didn't want to do Yellow Jackets because of the cannibalism, and this has cannibalism.
Yes, it does, but the way that they're doing it is so like sterile and so.
And there's no chewing or roasting involved that we can see so far, Scarlett. So it makes it a bit more palatable.
It is more palatable, I have to say. The way that they're depicting it, it's more palatable than your average cannibalism storyline. It is. They're not like, wow, we're eating people because it's fun. They're like, we have to do this to survive. These people are already
Yellow Jackets are not eating people because it's fun.
I know, but it's like, it's so in some storylines,
I'm eating you,
like Hannibal, like a Hannibal kind of thing.
Yeah, like traditionally you think of Hannibal Lecter, stuff like that. Yeah, and it's not like that at all. They're using the bodies of people who are already dead, and they're doing it to survive.
Think about it. They were dead anyways, right?
They're dead anyway.
What you gonna do?
Anyway, we have Scarlett, Karl, and Grant as a surprise special guest who wanted to hop on. Grant, I'm glad you were able to join tonight. I know your schedule doesn't usually permit it.
Yeah, no, it's good. Happy to be here. As I said, we are Grant. We are happy to be here. So, we just finished me milk, so I'm feeling pretty good. Those 300 calories should do me for the next 2 hours. So, feeling pretty good.
Nice.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
Grant,
Right.
what do you have going on with your channel these days?
Just still the usual. Got the full Aussie, and then we do Into the Chapai, which is our Star Gate stream.
Nice.
So yeah, we do that twice a week, and then me and Michelle haven't done very many gaming streams recently, but we'll get back into it. So plenty of time over Christmas.
Cool. And you do those on Saturday mornings, or well, for me it's morning. It's not morning for you. Those full Aussie streams. It looks like fun.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of Saturday morning cartoons as it's been described by Doc. So
Right. And Scarlett, what are you covering with Sci-Fi Vision right now?
We're covering Stranger Things season 5, episodes 3 and 4 at 11. No, 10, not 11, 10.
Oh, okay. Tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, we have to do a Stranger Things live too. We're doing it one episode at a time. So we're going to do a Stranger Things episode 2 live either tomorrow night or Saturday night. I haven't decided yet. But we do one per week for this round anyway, since we have the luxury of time. We're doing it that way. And these are long episodes to comb through. So we're going to do that. There's no way I can possibly break down all the episodes of Derry that I've missed because of my pain being out of control. The last, I don't even know how long. I've had to skip a bunch of streams, and so I am sorry about that to people who are looking for them and they're like, what's going on? And, I've had to cancel a lot of streams. And what I'm going to do with Welcome to Derry is our next live for that, we'll just do kind of an overview of the last few episodes, the major developments, and instead of combing through everyone, because I'm just not physically up to it. I'm way far behind, and it's just not going to happen. There's a lot of other stuff to discuss. Pluribus, I think Pluribus is a higher quality show, so I'm choosing to expend more effort on this. Since I'm struggling so much right now, worse than usual. And anyway, so to that end, let's get into Pluribus and say hi to the chat. We've got Miss J in the chat. Mr. Grant Gregory's better half. Nice to see you. Hope she's doing well. Let's see. Debbie. Debbie was happy to see we're live early for once. Debbie goes to bed early, so we never seem to catch her. She'll just come in and say hi, or when we
might get a different group of people here in the chat.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done a live.
That early.
We've never started this early before, but I realized what day it was. I was like, oh no, I've gotta squeeze in a Pluribus live before the new episode drops. So I just was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just squeeze it in tonight. At the last minute.
As soon as you get out of your coffin when the sun set, you're up.
Yeah. So I'm up already.
Sunset's early, man. You do it at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. When we were streaming at 5 a.m, sometimes we would get Debbie coming in as she starts her day early. So anyway, nice to see you, Debbie. She said, holy guacamole, it's still slightly daytime. I hope you're doing well, Debbie. I hope you're taking care of your health and your pain, making your beautiful art. Lovely to see. And
that was Robia too with the guacamole, and I have some avocado toast here and the guac.
Yeah, you've got the very apropos avatar as always. It's the avocado toast. Yeah, because that was featured in the episode of Pluribus this week. Hey, Amy. Amy was doing her own live earlier on her channel. So check out Amy's channel if you guys haven't already. She's doing some gaming live streams. Amy, feel free to drop your link in the chat so folks can subscribe and help out our friend here. She's doing great so far. And I saw her intro. It was beautiful. She had a gorgeous AI intro with herself in it, and fighting different characters and this beautiful snowy aesthetic, and it was just gorgeous. It was really cool. So obviously that took a lot of work. So great job, Amy. Beautiful stuff. And you can check out the replay of her live if you want to go see it. It's really lovely. With Alice said, nice and early. Hi everyone. I know my streams can go a bit too late for folks like you. I'm glad you could join. I'm gonna try to start doing streams a bit earlier in general. And hello to Grant in the chat, who's already on the panel. Hey Doc. Doc says, yay, this is a pleasant surprise. Doug told me Julie was taking a short break from lives. Yeah, I'm taking a break from doing a more rigid schedule with live streams, and when I can squeeze one in or I feel like I'm up to it, then I'll do it. That's what I've been doing lately. It's very hard for me to commit to doing a live way ahead of time right now because of my pain level. But today I was like, okay, I've taken good enough care of myself that I can squeeze this in, so I'm gonna do it. So yeah. And we're going to get back to doing the Doug Storytime book club lives very soon. But that one takes a bit more work and a bit more prep. So that one I might need a little break from, but not for long. Not for long. Let's see. Oh, Debbie finished her gumbo. Yum. I wish we were all in the same place. We could get together. Get together.
Gumbo?
Cook for each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, have a cookout.
I don't know what a gumbo is.
I'm not sure exactly what's in it, but it's
delicious.
Orleans
it's full of deliciousness.
staple. Yeah. It's a New Orleans staple, I think. Doc, thank you for the enthusiasm, my friend. Appreciate you.
New Orleans
And
staple.
Debbie too. Isn't it?
What?
Gumbo.
Oh, yeah. It's very...
Louisiana.
I guarantee. Very Creole.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cajun Creole, yeah.
Jambalaya.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wait,
jambalaya.
is gumbo and jambalaya the same thing?
No.
No.
Gumbo's more like a stew. Jambalaya is more like a rice dish with different meats in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've had that. I know what that is.
Oh, okay.
You've never had jambalaya?
No.
Have you ever had gumbo? No, that
Nope.
doesn't sound like.
Nope. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you, Doc, for that reminder. Please like the stream to make it easier for folks to find it and help me get into the algorithm. And yes, please subscribe if you happen to be unsubscribed. That would really help. I've kind of been stuck for a while, and it would be great to hit 2,000 subscribers. So yes, please subscribe.
Yeah. Tell your mom, tell the kids, create some phantom accounts.
Wake the neighbors.
Please, no. Have the hive join.
Yes.
We all already have joined.
But we can't get the kids over here to join because it's now illegal for them to have a YouTube account.
Is it really?
Wow. Oh yeah, I read about that, Grant. I read about that. That was crazy.
Wow, that's wild.
Can't have them until they're 16. Is that right?
Yeah, and then you've got to submit all your ID to all these companies, which is a load of crap.
Wow. Yeah, that's weird.
Looks like America wins again.
Sure.
No, you have the Patriot Act.
Yeah, the Patriot Act. That's right.
America.
Or like, but you guys got health care, so you win.
Yes, yeah.
America.
And
Fuck yeah. Sorry.
and you were, I could say more, but I won't. But you
Give me.
no, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to start a political debate. I'll stay out of politics, but there are certain policies in Australia that I think are working really well that I wish we had here.
Mhm.
I'll leave it at that.
The kangaroo subjugation.
What?
Hey,
You would
Grant,
never segregate kangaroos. It's those freaking emus we need to get rid of.
you gotta watch out for them drop bears.
What is that?
And murder birds.
Drop bears are like a koala that have sharper
Drop
claws
bears.
and fangs, and they drop down from trees and attack people.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
They've
yeah.
all got syphilis, herpes, or something.
Oh my
You
God!
got
I've
drop
never
birds.
heard-
You got murder birds, which are the emus. You got drop bears.
Watch out
Oh,
for the drop bears.
I've seen some crazy videos of certain things that you have in Australia. Though seriously, like some really wild creatures, like so many things that can kill you.
Platypus.
Like, yeah. I don't know how much of it is real that I've seen, but I've seen some pretty crazy things. Gigantic snakes and what is that thing? What is that thing that spun around in the Looney Tunes cartoons? That
Oh, Tasmanian devil.
Tasmanian devil, yeah, they exist.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
you got those. You have wombats. I heard that too. I don't know.
I was,
that's-
Yeah.
they had one in the San Diego Zoo, and I was upset it didn't run around like a tornado. I was very disappointed.
Yeah, that's Taz.
I was young.
He's the one and only. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Emus
And-
will mess you up too. I'm thinking, Susie.
And some crazy spiders. I've heard very scary, poisonous spiders. Anyway,
Hey, aren't the Bee Gees from down there?
are they?
Aren't they Australian?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
They
do
were
believe
deep
so.
in the 70s.
Play the Concords
Uh,
are New Zealanders.
Well, they're Kiwi, but yeah.
Yeah, but they make fun of Australians. Olivia
Hey.
Newton-John. Then I'll substitute Olivia Newton-John.
yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the chat here. So Doc here said Kumba's stray fluids plus Carol's frozen eggs equals immune fetus and stem cells. Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
that's a really good idea, Doc. I was reading that in the chat. He probably just has sperm all over the place in his, penthouse.
Yeah, interesting. Imagine if Carol got pregnant from that. Like, you might have an immune baby. Like, you could produce a vaccine or something, a cure from it. Interesting stuff.
So that's a bit of a weird sort of thing. Like, so to save the world, you have to go straight. There you go.
I
That's
thought
the message
I
of the
thought it was the
series.
thing that was going to get everybody in the hive was the mixture of the frozen eggs and the sperm and the embryos, and then they get stem cells, and then they get them in the hive.
Oh, I feel like we're back for a second now. I'm having deja vu. It's like The Last of Us 2 all over again. Remember Tony Teflon was saying like Ellie needs to go straight and reproduce to create more immune people and save the planet, something like that. Yeah, we can't have people going straight just to try to reproduce and save the world. That's not fair. We can't force people.
Yeah, but she's going to be a dad, so like you can't do that.
No. Yeah, Ellie's gonna be a dad.
I forgot that line. Fuck.
Yeah, that
Oh.
show was terrible.
Thanks, Grant, for reminding me of that.
Doc says joined plus Faraday cage equals temporarily disconnected.
I think that there's something to do with that. I think that's probably what happened with Manu and that, because he seems like he was pretty well insulated in his little area. If it doesn't completely stop it, maybe it slows it down.
Maybe, yeah, like the space that he was in. What is a Faraday cage?
It's
A Faraday cage. It's an electrical field around something that blocks all RF signals.
Okay.
It blocks like it
The
blocks
whole magnetic spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum, gets completely blocked.
electromagnetic pulses. Faraday cages protect the electronics that are inside of it and stuff like that. Because it doesn't allow the signal to penetrate what's inside. because it's routed through the cage and out.
Okay. Yeah. There could be something to that. Something.
Maybe that's why he wasn't detected for 33 hours or whatever it was.
Maybe that's why they didn't know where he was. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Hey, Jen. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Everybody is doing well on this Thursday. Hey,
Jen the teacher.
Yes, Jen the teacher.
Hola.
Jen the teacher. Hey, Susie. Nice to see you. So many lovely people. I'm so glad you guys could make it. I didn't know, given the fact that I've never done a live this early, I didn't know who would be available. So nice to see so many awesome people here in the chat. Susie says, what if the hive mind is really just a chrysalis, and that's why they don't care about dying in 10 years, because they are actually just freezing humanity for a minute for some reason.
Is it a bitter chrysalis?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
No, that's Carol. She's a bit of chrysalist.
Yes.
She was.
Yes.
Remember, humanity in this construct could be saved, could be preserved by one person. Because if everyone,
because Carol.
Yeah, if everyone is everyone, then you only need one.
Yeah, but then that's true. But then what if that person dies?
Where's all the information stored? That's the thing that I don't get. Is like, so say for instance, there's 7 billion people and they're all connected to this hive mind where they're all sharing consciousness or whatever it is. If half the people on the planet just mysteriously get killed, that's like everyone's now got twice as much stuff in their head. Like, there's got to be a physical limit to how much you can store in someone's head.
Right. You would think, yeah. How much can the brain actually hold?
Maybe there's some sort of biological server out there somewhere.
Like a hive mind, like a queen. If it's a hive.
Yeah, there's been theories about a queen bee, like a literal queen bee that's ordering everyone around.
Every hive, it's supposed to have a queen, so it's definitely something I've thought about.
This is the thing. If every one of them that gets, I think, is connected to this big hive mind, and the hive mind is purely simply everyone's consciousness put together. What did the first chick? What was she connected to? The one that was bitten by the rat.
I guess. She was patient 0, and
so
yeah,
the biological imperative to reproduce took over. All she was focused on was multiplying herself.
Right.
Much like. The only thing that that particular rat was focused on was pretending to be sick and biting somebody.
Right.
Or pretending to be dead.
Right. So, and I think she immediately had all the traits that the hive has. Like when she was infected, patient 0, she wouldn't have been able to hurt or kill anybody. She'd be happy and all that stuff.
The first thing she did?
But do you think that's a part of their core wiring, or the fact that every human coming together created that? Because if everyone is around, no one wants to get hurt because you'd be hurting everyone at the same time. I feel like that's more of their rule set that they did is a byproduct of them coming together, not the reason that it happened.
Right. It does make sense. Yeah. I mean, but there are other traits related to the virus, the sense of peace and, they call it the happiness virus, but I think they're more just content.
Yeah, content.
With everything. They're not like blissful. They're not like, grinning all the time. But
yeah,
yes.
I have so many questions about the show. Like, if supposedly 100,000 people die every day, does the hive feel that constantly? Because it would be this constant pain, like constant,
Right.
But they said like from accidents. What accidents would be happening if everyone's working in complete unison?
Well,
yeah.
But if they're driving in a car and there's a tire blowout, that's just what happens, and it rolls over, and
airplane crashes.
Some sort of mechanical failure is going to cause accidents,
right?
Just unto itself,
Well, and health too, older people.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, so like those individual experiences, it's not like everyone would simultaneously feel it at once, because then it would be utter chaos. No one would be able to get anything done. Like they'd be feeling, the effect of,
they have all the feels. They just be feeling all the feels all the time.
Yeah, I think like certain things, like maybe an injury, the feeling of the pain, the feeling of like a sexual encounter, I think those things, they don't all experience simultaneously, but it must be a memory that kind of gets downloaded into their heads after. So they all remember, oh, so and so
Has a massive cock.
So and so like had this sexual experience, or they had they broke their leg or something. They'd remember it, but in the moment they wouldn't all feel it, because then it would be utter chaos, right?
Was that one like Lakmi's kid, the Indian lady's kid, would be this really bizarre?
Yeah,
everything was happening at the same time.
Yeah, it starts to boggle the mind when you think too hard about this concept of this show.
Chaos, mass confusion.
Yeah,
so hypnotized and known to cause an illusion. I wonder if anybody can get that.
Is that lyric? Anybody know that lyric?
I didn't hear what he said.
Well, I couldn't hear him. What was the lyric?
Say it again.
So, what was it? Utter chaos, mass confusion, rhyme so hypnotized and known to cause an illusion. No? Anyone?
You don't know that lyric?
End of the world as we know it.
See if anyone knows that lyric.
That'd be appropriate.
In the meantime, Debbie said Karl asked if they could build one. Rose was almost sacrificed into one. Zosha talked about volcanic rock or soil. Wait a minute. Karl asked if they could build what? What did she ask if they could build?
A volcano?
Yeah.
There is a lot of like each episode there is something to do with a volcano. And it's I don't know if that's just a weird coincidence or
right.
But yeah, I'm wondering if a volcano or something plays into it somehow.
Yeah, there are a lot of references to that. Hey, Cal's, nice to see you. Cal's from the Koalaholic community. Koala Tea Reacts. That's where I met Cal's. Lovely, lovely person. Like everyone over there, just wonderful people. Hope you're doing well, Cal's. And let's see, Ruby Sultra. Hey, welcome. I don't know if I've seen that name before, Ruby Sultra. Do you remember that, Karl? Have we heard that name? I don't think so. Welcome. So nice to see new people.
Soylent Green, a nice reference.
Yes, this is very much like Soylent Green.
It's people.
I don't know if you knew.
More like Soylent Tea.
Soylent Green is people, Julie. It's
yes.
people.
Yes, I know. I am aware.
It's a good one, Grant. Soylent Tea. I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. It is like Soylent Tea. Yeah, that's a great analogy. Ruby said, blew my mind after I realized they will volunteer to become food when food runs out. Ooh.
But they don't have a choice. That's the thing. It's not a volunteer. That's a pure that's a straight up murder.
Yeah.
Because if you've got no self-autonomy, then you can't volunteer for anything.
They can just eat dead animals too, right? So they probably have a lot that they could eat.
We've never seen any house pets.
Yeah, well, they let them all
They
loose.
went to cat and dog heaven. There's wolves and crows.
Yep.
And giraffes.
They
don't have a budget for their animals.
I guess not. Yeah. Miss J, thank you. I've been more unwell than usual, but I'm trying to push through. And thanks, Debbie. I'm trying to put my self-care first, which is not easy for me. I'm a perfectionist, and I don't like to half-ass anything. I don't like to, when I commit to something, I don't like to have to step away, but I've got to take care of myself more than anything right now. Banana Facts with Banana Dave. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Remember Banana Facts? Banana Dave.
Oh, yeah. Like
we checked
From streams, right? The Weed Watch?
Yeah. Nice to see you.
Severance?
I remember
it's the Man in Yellow.
Yeah, I can't remember. But I remember we checked to see if he had a channel, and we couldn't find one. It sounds like a channel name, right? Oh my god, I love this one. Mr. Bigwig Majig. Wait, how do you say this? Mr. Bigwig Majiggalig Vietnam Ham Jam.
Let's see. Big wig, majig,
Almost,
gaglig,
yeah.
bitnam, ham jam.
That is quite a mouthful. Welcome.
That
Nice.
is what, in fact, she said.
Welcome. Nice to see you. Almost at 2,000 subscribers. Good to see. Thank you. I'm getting there. It's hard right now. I think I need to get back to making my scripted videos, and that's what really helps drive my subscriber count. And I haven't been doing that because of my pain being out of control for too long. So, but I'm gonna try to keep pushing through, and I'll get there. I'll hit that 2,000 mark eventually. Now I can't read this name out loud. Dictor von Dom Kunt. Can't read that part out loud, but that's
you want me to read out loud? I'll do it.
That's a creative one. I mean, I swear a lot on here, but that's one I try to avoid because people can get upset about that one. But
It just means mate. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
do you
Depends
use
where you
that
live.
word a lot in Australia?
Yeah, it's a common word.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like if someone's good at something, or he's good, you say he's a sick cunt. Or if the guy's a bit weird, he's a bit of a weird cunt. Like it can be used in multiple ways. It's very rarely used as an actual derogative.
Wow.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
here.
Also, if it is, it's usually directed more at men than women.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kinda like a Ricky Ricardo. Like, I can't do that.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
I don't think it's a verb.
Yeah. It's in the U.S. people get really upset about that one in some cases, but oh, Karl, you dropped off for some
It's like
reason.
in the Big 10 dirty words, in America.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome.
It's usually directed towards women.
Yes, it is. Yes,
As
it
opposed
is.
to men.
Well, I personally am not offended. I think this handle is funny. So
Yes, it is funny.
yeah. So Dick, you're welcome. He says, why? I think it's a he. I don't know. Says, why is everyone's names all weird? I don't know why YouTube changed it so the @ symbol is in front of everyone's names, but there it is. It's kind of annoying. I don't like it, but there it is. Hey, fan of Frumley. Thank you, fan of Frumley. So nice to see you. I don't know if you've been here before, but welcome. And they said I like.
Yeah.
Well, and they said that,
From.
yeah, we're gonna get back to covering a lot more From very soon. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna get back into the From rewatch maybe in about a month. I need more time to let a few of these series that we're covering end first, and then I'm thinking in January we're gonna get back to the From rewatch. And whenever it is that we get a teaser for From, we'll definitely do a live dive into that. And thank you about the intro for the compliment, because Grant is actually here, the one who designed it. He created it for me, so I get compliments on that all the time, Grant. I can't tell you how much I love this intro. It's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's what I always wanted for the channel. So. And Amy, you are welcome. You're welcome. Excited said to drop her link. So there's Amy's link right there. Check out Amy's channel. She's been doing gaming lives, and I think she's going to cover some other stuff too. So help Amy out and give her a sub, please. Westerosi Whispers. So nice to see more new names. They say, what's your favorite theory so far? On Pluribus? Favorite theory. I like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard a lot of crazy theories about the show, to be honest. I personally, I just think it's the show is meant to be a thought experiment. What's your guys' favorite theories on the show?
I like Mud Love Media's space religion theory. He just did a video on it. He just dropped one.
Yeah.
Little call out to Mud Love Media. Love his videos. Yeah, it's about space religion. I'll leave it at that. You can watch it. Draw your own conclusions. Yeah, like Banshee Breakdowns has had some good ones, and Helly Refined, who did a bunch of Severance ones, did a great one on the Titans and how it was related to the Guac. How like it was related to like Zeus and Rhea and the sky gods and stuff, and that was really interesting as well. I enjoyed that one a lot.
That one went over my head when I was listening to it. I'm just like, there's so many leaps in that one. I like the space religion one. I thought that was pretty well done.
You watched the space religion one?
Yeah, I think I've subbed to about 30 new channels in the last week.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just all based on. I just type in Pluribus theory and then I see it, I sub, and then I just binge their channel.
I mean, I always like Proggy's Twilight Zone one too. That one is. That's great.
Poggy's ones are interesting, but it's under the assumption that everything he says is real because he'll build a theory off something that he built a theory off, which he built a theory off 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. That
like I like the theory that it's related somehow to Get Out. Like there's a lot of things, and the guy broke it down, and like beat for beat, it was almost everything happened the exact same way. It was like that was the test ground for it.
Right.
But yeah, like that's the thing. Like Vince is not really a mystery box sort of writer, so he's relatively straightforward. So I don't think there's going to be a big overarching like conspiracy or anything. I think he'd be more likely to have it that they're actually, and I'm not going to use the word good because they're not good, but they're not trying to do any actual harm, and that's the dangerous thing about it. They actually genuinely think that they're helping. And there is no alien invasion or anything like that. This is just about humans and their hubris when it comes to controlling science.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. I think I do like the Twilight Zone theory. That one's my favorite, even though I have pointed out I think there are some major holes in it. But I'm a huge.
But it's the wrong episode. That's the thing. Like I know that there's a better episode that fits more and more stuff for it. But he's just so hung up because of the name. That's literally the only thing.
Right. Yeah. I do like that a lot. I'm a huge Twilight Zone fan. That's probably my all-time favorite show, and it makes some great points about how those people were traveling. Those aliens were traveling here, but they look exactly like humans. And their planet was destroyed. They came here, and then their descendants became the immune, and that's why this virus couldn't affect them because they're not actually human. It's a great theory, and Karl does have the same last name as one of those characters in the episode. It doesn't make sense to me that they're all of these immune people are spread out all over the world, and they're from different races and ethnicities, and yes, they could have mixed. They were all white on the ship, and they could have mixed with other people, but if they traveled here in the 60s, I think it would take a while for the descendants to look as different as they do. That's the issue.
At best, you've got two generations separated. Like, and also it is a bit of a weird statement to go, oh yeah, by the way, the main character, she's gay, and she's not even human, like as well. It just there's a lot of stuff. I just think that the fact of the matter is that her perspective is the right perspective because that's the one that's been chosen.
Right.
And the only way that I can see him doing a different bit of a shift up is at the end of the season or something. She ends up getting converted, and then season 2 is all about Manus trying to get her back or something. Though we're all assuming that Manus is going there to help her. We don't know. He could be going there to try and stop her.
Yeah, he might be.
We have no idea of his motives. All we know is that his mum was a bitch. He's ethical in the point that he doesn't want to use anyone else's property. He wants to use his own car. He still thinks money's a thing, but like Yeah,
And then
I
it
don't
got-
know. Like we're all assuming what his motives were, and we haven't been seeing anything yet. So I think that would be a cool thing if they split that. He's not actually there to help Carol.
Yeah.
Right.
If Carol got integrated, it'd be interesting to have a character and to see the hive from the inside out would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they could subvert our expectations when it comes to Manny. He might not be going to help Carol, but it does make sense to me that they would be allies on this.
Well, you'd hope she needs someone. We need to have more than one character that's willing to do something. Like Diabate is very middle of the road sort of thing. He's just like, well, he's going to end up having the same thing that happened in the other place episode of the Twilight Zone.
Right.
And he's just going to get sick of it, and he's just going to go, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I can't it's too fake.
Yeah, because in that Twilight Zone episode that you're talking about, I was reminded of that too. The guy dies and he thinks he's in heaven, because everything is like exactly what he ever wanted.
Yeah.
Like,
Every woman wants him. Everybody does. He was an avid gambler, and every gamble that he does always pays off. Every horse that he picks wins, and it's just like
I could have
it takes the joy out of anything.
A few times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but eventually he gets tired of it. It's boring. It's not interesting anymore because he always wins when he gambles, and all the women want him automatically. And that's exactly what Mr. Diabate is experiencing. Except he's still loving it. But it's only been like 12 days since this event happened. So we'll see. Maybe something will change eventually, and he'll get tired of it. It's too much.
Could he just ask one of the ladies to give him chase though? Like make it a chase?
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't even had enough time to drive each of his individually labeled Lamborghinis. Like, because he's only just got to Vegas, so there's no way in the world he would have had all those cars beforehand.
Yeah, there's such a thing as too much heaven, and that's why you find out in that Twilight Zone episode the guy was actually in hell. But yeah, I mean, at the pace that this show is going, it's so slow, and they're only going to shoot for like 3 seasons. How much time is really going to pass? Maybe eventually there will be a time jump, and we'll see. He'll get tired of all this.
I hope there isn't. I hope there isn't a time jump. Like, I think I don't have an issue with the pacing of the episode because we do get reveals. If From was this slow, it's different because they only pay things off right at the end. But like, we literally went from one mystery box sort of thing, oh my god, what is it, to an immediate payout at the beginning of this episode.
Right. Yeah. A very quick answer.
Slow one. I mean, not exactly, because she walks out, she gets herself collected, goes in back with the video camera and records it. And you don't really get to see the head until a while in.
Right.
Yeah, Jay was telling me that's actually a mold of Vince Gilligan's head.
Oh.
She's holding it.
Wow.
He's right.
Wow. That's cool. What a way to have a cameo in your show. A mold of your severed head. Lovely.
Well, in the first episode, there was I think there was about 40 cameos from like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul writers and directors and all that. When they did that really long shot when she was driving and the bus caught on fire and everything, that was their previous writers' room. That were all those guys.
Oh, that's cool. And here's Vince's head. The mold of Vince Gilligan's head that they used in the show.
Yeah, I don't think it's really his head because I think it's still attached to him. But
yeah,
no, it's really his head. He's consummate performer.
Yeah, I'm
he
glad.
Attached after.
I'm glad that they didn't go the gory route and show body parts out of the shrink wrap. That was good. I didn't want to see a horror show with blood, and I wasn't surprised that they didn't do that because they're not treating this like a horror kind of thing. It's yes, it's a shocking thing that they're doing this, but they're doing it for a utilitarian purpose. So here they have the body parts all shrink wrapped, and in an orderly fashion, they turn them into that powder and put them in their drinks to sustain themselves for nutrition. Simple as that. I mean, it's
It
still
seems like it was
disgusting.
part of a big plan. That's why they killed 10% of the population off straight off the bat. So now they've got a food supply that'll last them 10 years.
that would be
I don't think it was done
convenient.
by an accident. I think it was all planned.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
They had the
Anyway,
powdering plan, powder, and everything's really clean and very, very hygienic.
Sterile. Like, yeah. Avoid of any sort of like blemishes or character as well.
yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, try to catch up with the chat here, and then we'll just break down the episode. Doc said, that sounds way healthier, Julie. I'm proud of you for putting your health first. Thank you. What I was talking about, how I'm doing lives more on a sporadic basis when I feel up to it. Thank you. I'm trying to put my health first, but it's not easy. And thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate you, Doc. Debbie says, I would love to cook for y'all. Oh yeah, the gumbo sounds great, Debbie. Oh, wish we could all get together. Daryl Seymour, nice to see you. He said the show has been decent so far. Hope it gets a lot better. I think it's a great show personally, but hey, different strokes. And I think it has the potential to keep improving for sure. I really do. Doc said he's going to lose most of his followers. Huh? Oh, because a lot of them are teenagers.
Yeah,
From
because he has a lot of
Australia.
teenagers here.
Oh, okay. Anyway, oh, they're messing with the food stamp regulations too, huh, Amy? That sucks. Debbie said, isn't it wild there are people who think Australia is not a real place? Yeah, that is pretty wild. Geez. People believe some strange things, I'll tell you. Miss J said, I saw a person did a video about Carol's eggs and his sperm. Wow.
Yeah, we watched that one this morning. Breaks down the science of it and why it could work and why scientifically it doesn't actually work, and because Vince Gilligan so far has been not hard sci-fi with it, but he's been pretty much spot on with the science. I don't think they're going to pull some weird hokey pokey thing like, oh, now they're going to be able to fully extract stem cells from the eggs, which you can't actually do.
Right. And Ms. Honey.
But you could get an embryo, get some sperm and a frozen egg, and put it in somebody that's in the hive mind and have a baby.
But then that wouldn't be their ones necessarily. That's the point. That would only be half of her genome.
I see.
Ms. Honey makes a good point though. She says, but they can't harm embryos or a fetus to get the stem cells though. That's right. They can't do that. So that's an
they can if they go full lawyer in it and say, well, it's not actually living because it hasn't been it's not considered living until it's birthed or something like that. They could go that sort of route.
That could definitely be a loophole for sure. Doc said they would probably just put the fetus in a joined surrogate. Yeah, they could do that. Susie,
talk about creating a controversy out of nowhere. If it's a fetus and you take something from it, how did it give consent? So now you, as a writer, are saying that a fetus is not right.
Right.
You're getting into a whole can of worms that you don't want to open.
That's a political controversy waiting to happen.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's why I think he's smart enough to avoid that specifically.
Yeah.
Right. I agree. Susie,
I think the hive mind. The hive mind really.
Is she cutting in and out for everyone else?
Yeah, Scarlett, you're cutting in and out a lot. Can't hear you. Could only make out a few words of that. Susie said, what if we sent the signal to the past from when we had to go off the planet because something happened and found a way to send ourselves a radio signal into the past that made humanity freeze. Like a time travel kind of thing. That's an interesting idea, Susie. Daryl said John Cena is the clue to the answer. You can't see me. That must be the clue. Wait, you can't see me.
That's his slogan as a wrestler.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. You can't see. Yeah, I'm not sure what clue that would give us. Yeah, that was funny, Debbie. It was like, "Hi, Carol. We're John Cena." Yeah, that was hilarious. They should do a lot more celebrity cameos with the Hive Mind. That would be really. I mean, they shouldn't like overdo it with overkill, but a few more of those would be really funny. Maybe do a group of them, a whole group of celebrities in a cameo as part of the Hive. I would like that. Hey, Trace. Nice to see you. Susie said, I don't think it's in their head. I think it's a radio wave, clearly. Yeah, there are some interesting theories about the radio waves, and Susie mentioned some theories about that on the last live. Something to do with how Manny is messing with the ham radio, and could the radio waves have something to do with the way the hive mind stays connected, maybe?
Or that one channel, that one frequency that has something on it. There's got to be something related to them.
It had weird noises. Yeah, in this episode.
It also has 4 distinctive different sounds. So that could also be the same. That could be the signal. It could be a theory that I heard, which kind of made me go, oh, that might be something, is that there's so much psychic energy in the world that's just literally a byproduct of it.
Right. Yeah. Now to me,
it's the equivalent of psychic static.
Psychic static. What do you mean, Grant?
So they're connecting to each other psychically somehow, and we know that radio waves are involved. The theory suggests that that on that frequency, that's not anything important. That's just a byproduct of the way in which they communicate.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Other ones are saying that's the people that are inside trying to break back out, but there actually is a clear separation between hive and original person. That they're not actually that. When he says we are John Cena, it's not that we're John Cena in it. It's just that there's a hive mind that's taken over the body of John Cena, and John Cena has no say or control. Still exists somewhere in there. So it is like a proper actual invasion.
Right. Yes. Now I think Manny could potentially, what he's doing, he could just be looking for other people like him, maybe. Somewhere out there, there are some people, some really quirky people all over the world who use ham radios as a hobby. And maybe that could be a way that he finds other people who are immune, and that's what he's looking for. I don't know. It's interesting. This is the second time he's been featured with that ham radio and going through frequency after frequency and crossing them all off in his notebook. And what is he doing here? What exactly is he doing? And there's no dialogue. He's not talking to anybody. So we just have to watch him and just kind of theorize and wonder for the time being. Doc says Bitter Chrysalis is a Chekhov's gun. Only Carol knows all of the book. No one but her has finished reading it. Yeah, maybe there's something in there that it's going to be relevant later for sure. That could be. Samuel says the hive mind takes time to respond to things. They borrow from each other as needed. Yes, they do. Susie says most likely transmitting from wherever it already was, like Kepler or something, and maybe we sent it in the future because we fucked up and had to go there. Like I see what you mean. Maybe through some kind of time travel, like humanity fucked up the world so badly that we felt the need to send this message to ourselves from the future. Maybe Jen said, "Do you think that Carol's freakouts disrupt a radio wave?" Maybe they might. They might. If the radio waves are somehow connected to the hive mind, then yeah, they certainly disrupt the entire hive. So that could be, Jen. And Doc had said, "I think the rules are related to how the joined treat and connect with each other." Yeah, that makes sense. I agree. Yes, Amy, the hot tub scene was something. I had to be careful about how I took my screenshots for that.
Can you hear me, Julie?
I hear you now. Yes.
It was interesting in the hot tub scene because I watched it first without subtitles, so I thought the hive mind sent the maid to undress so they all get out of the hot tub. Then I watched it with subtitles and I realized they were inviting the maid to join them in the hot tub.
Yeah.
I got two totally different reads watching it twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you understand the French? Do you understand the French when you hear it without subtitles?
Yeah, I understand most of the French. I do. He talks slow enough that I'm able to get it. When people talk fast, I have more trouble. Oh, and Jen, the teacher, had also asked if her freakouts could disrupt the hive mind to the point that it breaks them out of the connection. Now, I don't know about that. Maybe that's why they're staying away from her. They're staying far away. She went all the way to Vegas, and they left town, and they're still avoiding her. Maybe they're worried that something like that could happen.
Maybe that's what happened with Zojia or whatever. Maybe that's what happened to her. She was disconnected for a moment, and that's why they're like, "Hell no, we gotta stay away from her for now."
Yeah, that could be. It could be, and so they're keeping their distance for that reason.
Were you showing this because of that 86-13 theory, where they have to 86 the 13 new people?
No, I haven't heard that theory. I was just showing it because we were talking about the radio waves, and that frequency had a very strange sound that came up.
Yeah.
What theory is that?
It was almost like an 8-bit beatbox machine.
What is that?
It almost had like synthetic, like 80s, like beatbox sort of feel to it. If it was ran through like an 8-bit machine.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard the theory related to that. So what exactly? What?
Oh, it just means like 86, like take people out. They're getting an order.
Take it off the menu.
13 people that can be integrated into the hive mind.
The 13 immune people.
Yeah, I can't. I don't even want to know what channel that is. I've listened and watched so many videos on the show.
Okay.
So many good theories, though.
That's a great theory. It's interesting. Daryl said Carol and that guy at the end of the last episode probably won't meet up until the end of the next episode or maybe later. Yeah, I was thinking it would happen by now, and it's taking forever. So I think this is going to continue to be a slow burn. I agree with Daryl.
Well, this episode might be purely and simply about him getting past the Duarte Gap. Because without having to, because there's no proper roads through there. Or Duarte Pass, I should say. I guess it's named different things. But yeah, so like he's still got 60 miles of dense forest to get through before he can get around, or he has to take a boat. And we don't know if he knows how to sail or anything, or even where to get one.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Right. Samuel had said, I think Carol and the other immune people may be able to hijack the hive mind and become queen of the hive. Yes, I think so too. I think that's entirely possible. That would be really interesting. And Carol kind of already is, in a way, like queen of the hive in the way that she has so much control over, so much power over them. The effect that she can have just by yelling at them. And they'll still do anything she wants. They even delivered all her recordings about their secret dealings. They record, well, I mean, now we know that it wasn't a secret anyway, but they delivered all her recordings to the other immune people. So they're still doing anything that she asks. They just stay away while they're doing it. Ms. Honey said, I suspect that Carol and I never know how to say the guy's name, so I just call him Manny.
Menusos.
Manusis will have opposing goals and clash at first. Could be.
Yeah, that's what I think. I agree with that. I feel like we all assume that we're all just hoping that he's going to be on her side. So then, she's not doing this alone.
Right. We have to have someone else as an ally. We have to. The focus is too narrow right now on just Carol, and we need someone else who's on her side. And thank you for the well wishes, Daryl. Very much appreciated. The hive mind are very sweet, he said. Better than normal humans. They are pretty nice, you have to admit. They're pretty nice people. They're friendly. They don't hurt anybody. But
yeah, it's not. That's the thing. Like wouldn't be considered nice. Nice is having the ability to hurt someone and choosing not to. They're physically incapable of doing it. That doesn't make them virtuous or anything like that. That's just
Yes, that's true. That's true. They just can't. There's something about their biology now that prevents them from being able to hurt anything at all.
And I definitely think when Carol loses it at them, that's like an update for them. It's like they're downloading new software. It's just like, okay, that felt terrible. We can make sure that we never do that to anyone else now. So maybe they're all AI. Who knows? Because when Carol was sitting down talking to that guy at the desk, it definitely felt like you were talking to ChatGPT, the responses.
Mm-hmm. Or the guy about her book, when they talked about her book.
Yeah, especially like that. And there's reciting parts of the book, which means that there's someone out there in the hive mind that has memorized her book.
Oh, I think they all just
for them
know
to be able to recall that.
I think they all know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets loaded up into the...
Why would they all know it? Just because they read it doesn't mean that they remember every word and every line.
Well, enough of them have... I mean, if they have everybody who's read the book in their consciousness, which they do, then they probably remember pretty much everything.
If the guy that bottled the random bottle of water says like, "Hey, I think it was just water," they're gonna have every word of anything to be able to be accessed.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's not how human memory works, though. That's the thing.
Well, it could be recalled from something else, like a queen bee or some other source, just to be pulled down when needed.
Oh, Doc said, I'm going to be on Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel on an 8 p.m. Eastern Sunday, reviewing Muscle Santa and Santa Conquers the Martians, probably on Asylum director Jose Prendez's Master Chaos's channel. Awesome, Doc. And I think Doc dropped the link to that. But if he didn't already, then make sure you drop the link, Doc, so people can check that out. Let's see. Oh, John Answers is here. John Answers said he may have to finally rely on the Plurib's help to get across the gap, meaning Manny, of course. Yeah, it could be. How he has to get to Carol, maybe, if he's trying to reach her. John says, I think the most likely is that waves are how they are communicating with each other. 8.613 megahertz, a real shortwave radio frequency with characteristics that make it bounce around the Earth and not space. Oh, cool. Very interesting stuff. And
bounce around the Earth.
Let's see. Hey, Ronald Bolton, nice to see you. Welcome. He said the horror is psychological. Well, there definitely is a level of psychological horror to this show, to what's happened to humanity, for sure, 100%. And let's see, anything else I want to highlight here? Let's jump into breaking down the episode. Try to get through as much as we can. Let's see.
That was for someone. Yeah, she knows who she is.
Oh, we've got the screaming goats. Nice.
That's how you can tell the episode's starting.
Let's see. Do I have it up here? Yes. Okay. The episode started with Carol running out of the factory and apparently throwing up. disgusted by what she had just found in there, which we don't find out about until later exactly what she saw. But it was body bags full of human remains, which most of us predicted was going to be the case. I knew that's what I believed it was going to be. Human body parts. It looked like body bags, and they were body bags. They just didn't have actual like full corpses in them. They were shrink wrapped body parts. They're very efficient, the hive mind people, all ready to grind up into HDP for their milk. Lovely.
The way in which they were cut up and everything, maybe one of the joint was Dexter.
Oh, maybe one of the joined was Dexter, he said.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they were very well done. The way they were chopped up so efficiently. So Carol goes right home and makes a video talking about this refrigerated warehouse in Albuquerque. She gets her camera, she goes in, and she gives them a tour, showing the body bags and how this is packed to the rafters with shrink wrapped body parts. She opens it up, and there is a human head. Thankfully, there was no gore. I'm glad. Too many shows rely too much on shock value, blood and guts. I'm looking at you. Welcome to Derry.
Didn't she say it was like a ham or something like that before she turned it around?
Yeah, it's not a butterball turkey.
Yeah. It's not a butterball turkey. Yeah, you're right.
It's not a butterball turkey, which is, they managed to make this actually comical. It's dark comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is great. Welcome to Derry is a horror show, so I don't mind some blood and guts, but they take it way too far, and it's just over the top, unnecessary. So I'm glad this didn't use any blood at all, just extremely sterile. That's all that was necessary. This show is more psychological, and honestly, without getting too much into Welcome to Derry, that's supposed to be very psychological horror as well, because it's about fear. It's about preying on people's fears. It doesn't need to rely on so much blood. But anyway, I digress. She shows the bodies all vacuum sealed, and she says behind that door at the back is a meat grinder the size of a bus and vats, cooking vats.
Would they have turned that off when they shut down the entire power to the city?
Probably. Yeah, I think they would have shut it down.
So weird. Why would they do that then?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I think they shut it down at night, and then once they left town, they shut it down, and then she asked them to turn it all back on. So since then, I think the lights in the city have been on again. But this particular place is closed because they left. She doesn't show us the vats or anything. So, we just move it along, which is good. There's no need to show the meat grinder.
I can use my imagination. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I've seen Fargo. I get the gist.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes, I don't need to see that. So Carol initially goes to, mail the VHS tape, but then she changes her mind. And I like how the show doesn't hold our hands and explain everything to us. We can infer what the reasoning is for certain things without anyone telling us. She must have realized or thought in her head, they're not going to want to distribute this expose video to all the other immune. This one they'll refuse. So she doesn't trust the hive mind people to distribute this particular tape to everyone.
I like that they gave her. I like that they gave her purple mailing envelopes too.
Oh yeah, the purple. That's right.
They love the purple in this series. There's a lot of stuff that happens to do with purple. I've noticed.
Yes. A lot of purple, a lot of the same shade of bright blue and bright yellow as well, everywhere. Really pops. It's interesting. And she
or like the blue iciness when it comes to hive mind too, like the iciness, the frozenness.
So she doesn't mail it. She decides to travel herself to take that tape to Mr. Diabate over in Vegas. I always forget his first name, so I just call him that. And then
Call him Elvis.
is it no? It begins with a K. It begins with Kumba.
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 Kama, something like that.
Yes, that's it. It's Kumba. Listen to us Anglo people struggling to remember an ethnic name like that. So she
Anglo.
Yeah, very Anglo-Saxon. You know what I mean?
Mispronouncing names that aren't Anglo-Saxon.
Yes.
So,
but before Carol leaves, she vacuums up the dust from the HDP from her floor with a mask on and all.
Which is complete contrast before when she was playing with it and she was like breathing it in and she was rubbing it in her fingers and.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been doing that. Honestly, I would have been skeptical of what the hell this shit is. I wouldn't have just stuck my hand in without a glove on or something.
Yeah.
She was so careless. She got a lot of it on her rug too. It was a lot. She vacuums it all up. Look at all this stuff. There was a shot of so much powder on the floor. Dead people powder. Yum. Oh my god.
Powder.
Horrible. They showed us this POV shot from the powder looking up at Carol.
Chowder.
And then Carol packs up and goes off to Vegas. And then before she gets there, of course, we see what he's been up to, Mr. Diabate Kumba. He's just living it up. He's living the dream. As many beautiful women as he wants on his arm.
I like that whole scene that went through the crowd. Like they had an Elvis impersonator and all these people. It was really swanky.
Yeah.
So he's getting them to perform when he's not there as well. Until the scenario ends, they've just got to act as if they're there. Because there was a guy looked like he was hitting on a girl, pouring her a drink. Like that's such a weird thing to do. To get them to do,
well, I think the whole room has to be going in case he gets up and moves somewhere else. So they all have to be in motion.
They're in 3 or 4 different rooms. That's what I'm saying. Like he was like 100 meters away. He'd never be able to hear them.
Yeah,
but it was
But he might. He might go that direction.
They're play acting for his benefit. It's crazy. Like they have a whole, like dream scenario that he wanted to engage in. So they were all having a party and pretending to gamble like it's a normal casino, just for him. He's got all the beautiful women he wants on his arm. They've got
a martini.
Yeah, and he wins every time.
Bacon that stirred.
He wins every time he gambles. Of course, the chips in the middle of the table are blue and yellow. The exact same shades we constantly see. And it's like, I don't know. I think it's meant to symbolize the contrast between happiness and sadness. The happiness of the virus versus the sadness of Carol. That constant clash. And anyway, yeah, it's pretty comical how he's doing this, and how many people would do what this guy's doing. You guys in the chat, would you engage in this? Would you just live the dream and do whatever you wanted with all of humanity at your disposal, or would you be like Carol?
Not with poker, like because poker is a game where the stakes are a part of the game. It's important. Like you're fundamentally taking away that whole core thing. So like you couldn't have a legitimate game of poker or any sort of competition because that would be considered adversarial, and they've shown that they're against anything that's adversarial, which rules out any form of competition.
Exactly. Yeah.
But there was also an interesting part where the guy hit the thing off the table. He hit it into another person. He caused another person harm during the play act. Does that mean that they're able to break their own rules if it's in the as a request of one of the immune?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Could you set up a boxing match?
Right. I would think you could. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not boxing because they can't hurt each other.
But they've just shown that they can. He just did then. He hit the glass into the other guy's hand, and the guy's hand, he flinched his hand.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like he got them to break their own rules a little bit.
What did he do?
Also, this might be a weird thing. Where are the morbidly obese people?
There was the maid that was a little heavy set.
A little, but what I'm saying, like, there's no like.
Well, there's no.
I don't know if you know much about Vegas. But Vegas is one of the most decadent places in the world. It has the second highest obesity population in America.
Not in the James Bond world. It doesn't. This is pure fantasy. This is an 80-year-olds putting their life savings into jackpot machines. You know.
Everybody in that room, everyone in that room, he picked. That's why you don't see the obese people in front of the slot machines, because he decided to not have them there. The maid was a little chunky.
Yeah, she was fine.
Right.
He's saying he's fat phobic.
Yes.
Yes.
He definitely seems to be. Yeah.
Where are the morbidly obese people in James Bond?
Yeah, they're not really there. Hey, Bill Jill, nice to see you. People milk. Debbie said my premiere tomorrow is inspired by Welcome to Derry. Very cool, Debbie. Make sure you post a link in my Discord, and we'll tag everybody for you to check out your new video. So. Yes, Amy, he's living the life for sure. Jen,
I think they're all being tested. If they are looking for like a leader or a hive mind or high queen or whatever it is, I think that's why these people are all selected. Different ethnicities from different backgrounds. Not one of them are alike, and maybe it's all just a one big test.
Like testing whom?
The immune.
The immune. Okay. Could be.
You know, because the hive mind's going to think they're all going to perform their duties like a drone, and they probably need someone like a queen or something that's going to be able to direct them. And I think ultimately that's what they're looking for. Yeah,
that could be. Maybe it is some kind of test. That's an interesting thought. And Jen, the teacher, I agree. I think that this is wrong, what he's doing, sleeping with these women. She said he's violating those women. They can't give consent.
He's violating everybody, though, because nobody's giving their consent for any of this circus.
Yes, but the sexual stuff is the worst, you know.
Yeah, it is the worst, but none of it's consensual.
Right, but
we're going to talk about consent.
Right. I mean, forcing people to gamble, although not as bad as the sexual stuff. That's just wrong. They can't say no. They can't say no to him. So I agree with Jen and Karl in the show. She was in that mind that she did not feel that it was right for him to sleep with these women. They can't consent, so it's wrong.
What
that's the thing. It also goes the other way around with it as well, because Carol's first interaction with the joined was a man forcing a kiss on a gay woman, like. So there is that aspect of like there is no such thing as personal choice or preference or anything anymore.
No,
they lost it by being commanded, and they don't believe in it, based purely and simply on what they were willing to do to humankind to begin with.
I was wondering what they would do if one of the non-hive people asked somebody to hurt themselves when they joined. What would happen? Would they be able? Would they hurt themselves? Like if I told one to get in a car and drive off a bridge, would they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can Karl say, "All right, there's one thing I want. I want what's her name's kid. Bring him to me."
Yeah.
And then what will happen is it'll be like, well, no, you've got to deal with this yourself, because we'd already seen it before with when they were talking about what's her name? Carol's chick. When
Helen.
Diabati wanted, and she couldn't make a decision. They were just like, no, you both got equal and valid points, because it's no longer her kid; it's everyone's kid now, because it's in the hive mind. So could she ask for the Indian chick's kid?
Mm.
I think that would be the only way that it would probably get her to come around. I also have a feeling that later on she's going to be Carol's biggest ally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, in the chat here, Ronald had said, "I'm sure the hive has plenty of serial killers to do the body work." Yeah, that's true in terms of chopping up the body parts. And
you can just share the thoughts of all the serial killers in the world, because now you can access that.
Sure.
Great. All the criminals.
Doc said also they could use FDP, fecal derived protein. It's a real tech, but it tastes like ish. Yeah, because it literally is. Lots of animals making fecal matter still, probably enough to feed humanity. Oh my God, talk about revolting though. Jesus. Yeah, I couldn't contemplate doing that. Susie said, "I don't understand how the hive mind needs to ask consent of people when it didn't ask consent in the first place to take over their bodies." Yeah, she's talking about they need to ask consent to get their stem cells in order to get the immune to join them, because that would be hurting them. It's an invasive procedure to get their stem cells. We found out in this episode that's what they would have to do to get the immune to join them. And that's a good point. I mean, nobody asked permission to get infected, to infect these people in the first place, especially when they
That's
were
what I mean. The more people that are being combined, that's where I think their rule set come from. There's always got to be a compromise. Like you try and get 10 people to agree on something, it's never going to happen. Now you've got 8 billion people that are doing it. It's just going to come down to the most strictest, the most compromised thing possible. Right? Under no circumstances can we do this. This is the rules. But yeah, I think that's more so a byproduct of them joining, because they're now, if they are sharing a mind, then every time someone gets hurt, it's them being hurt. It's like, okay, I don't want to punch myself in the face. I don't have to make up an actual rule to do that. I'm just not going to punch myself in the face.
Right.
But if someone asks me, "Will you punch yourself in the face?" I'm going to go, "No, I don't want to get hurt." But that's just a singular. But they're doing that on a global scale.
Right.
Because if they do anything because they're under the assumption that they're all going to join. So if they do anything to hurt any of the immune, they're going to have that memory and that pain from that when they join. And they don't want that, especially from Carol, because she's scary.
Yeah, I think she intimidates the hell out of the hive mind. That's why they're staying away from her. She could actually really harm them. So, and she has, literally. So, as for the question I had asked, like, what would you guys do in the chat? Would you be a Manny or would you be a Kumba here, living it up? Manny is just kind of, being a loner, at least up to this point. Carol is raging. Debbie said I'm Manusos. So she'd be like,
say you should make that a poll, Julie.
Yeah, I'll make that a poll.
Carol, that guy, and Manny, and another, if they have another they want to be.
Yeah, I'll make a poll. I'll make a poll in a minute, and you guys can weigh in. Amy said I'd be living it up, but nothing like he's doing. Okay, so I'll make that like another option. So not like going as far as what Kumba is doing here, but just living it up in other ways, not to his extreme.
Well, I think it boils down to who I would be based on who's around. If my wife and kids are around, I'm definitely not doing what Manusis is doing. If they were killed during it, then I'd probably be more like Karl, would be angry at the world and everything. Like, I think it's really situational depending on who I'd pick to be.
Yes, it's kind of like when we ask people about from, what would you do if you would you live in Colony House or would you live in the town on from? And some of it depends on who you're with. Did you come with a family? If you're single, you're all alone, maybe you'd pick Colony House. If you have a family, you'd want to be more safe and stay in the town.
See,
I mean,
I
at this
like
rate,
picking-
I'd pick the house. I just want to be a homeowner. So even if it is a house that gets haunted at night by demons or whatever they are, I'd take it.
I just like to have a theater and have people put like the Shakespeare production of my choice on each day, or a musical, change it up, constantly be entertained.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? Like there are just endless possibilities.
Imagination.
Like think of whatever you're most interested in, and you could have all of humanity, or as many of them as you want, at your service, helping you enjoy all your favorite interests. Like you could have your favorite musician performing concerts for you every day.
Like you could have everybody at an amusement park for you.
They'd never be writing new stuff. It'd be just humanity on pause at best.
Yes, that's true. Like
it would be writing on nostalgia, but you can write on nostalgia for a long time. And
it's like Eric Clapton write another Tears in Heaven Part 2, but he can't because he's happy now. He's content.
Yeah, but I haven't seen who's seen every movie, who's seen every musical. I mean, there's just countless amounts of human culture I haven't experienced.
Right. I mean, so it would take a long time before it would get boring. Eventually, it would, but for a while, I mean, God, just imagine the things you could do. You could go anywhere you wanted in the whole world. You could meet any celebrity you wanted, and yes, they're not really them anymore, but it would be fun for a while. Have them perform for you. Like if you're into musicals, like Scarlett, you could have them perform for you all the time. Yeah, you could say, hey, I want to be an actor. You could live out your wildest dream. If you want to be an actor or a singer or whatever, say you want to perform at a concert, then you're the performer, and you could have Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You're in my head, Madison Square Garden. I was just gonna say that.
Wow.
And then everybody stands up and applauds you, standing ovation, even if you're horrible.
It'd be like the ultimate wish fulfillment fantasy. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're in a hive sometimes, Scarlett.
Yes.
Just you and me. Yeah. Amy said I'd be at the mall. Hell yeah, a home theater. Yeah, it would. There's so much you could do, but eventually it would get boring and empty, and you'd be lonely for normal human beings again. Living like Kumba here, he gets together with the other immune people twice a week, but most of the time he's hanging out with these hive mind people, these zombie freaks, these walking zombie freaks.
Another thing I like is nature, so I could hang out with all the animals and plants and everything and be chill for a long time.
Yeah.
Provided what's left over.
Sure. So that's another thing that you could spend your time on. But let's see. So I found it really funny how the guy he was playing against, you see him take the eye patch off when he's done playing that character and like pick up the glass, and they all just kind of pick up and go back to their normal selves after he leaves the scene. It's like they're play acting for him. And then I was very careful how I took the screenshots for this scene. I waited until the maid bent down so her head is blocking this lady's ass in the background.
Nice, good job.
Yes. So sorry, those who wanted to see the goods here.
Well, I wanted to see the maid undressed, but you can't always get what you want.
Yeah, he's a little fat phobic and shallow, I think, this guy.
It's so funny because without the subtitles, I thought that she was like she was summoned a hive mind to get him out of the hot tub. Like, oh no, not the maid. And then when they listened to the subtitles, they're like, oh yeah, I don't judge.
Yeah, he's got his own little
hot tub.
He's got a harem here, and at first, like, this maid is about to get in too, and he looks kind of horrified, and she winds up putting the dress back on and not joining them. Then poor lady. But honestly, like, they don't seem to have confidence issues, these people. Like, they're past that. They don't care. So and
I guess
and
the
anyway,
new episode starts about 10 minutes. So should probably get going around on this.
yeah. So obviously we're not going to be done in time, but we'll get through as quickly as we can. And then folks can watch the replay. Those who need to leave, I understand, but you can always watch the replay then of the rest of this later, which would be appreciated. Anyway, so his little harem leaves though, because they, through their psychic hive mind ability, not really psychic, but it's very similar to psychic powers, they know that he has a visitor on the way, that Karl is coming. So they say that they have to leave, and they all take off. Everyone leaves town. So once again, avoiding Karl. She shows up, and they do still welcome her via a sign saying "Welcome, Karl." They're not angry at her, but I think that they stay away because they're threatened. They even give her directions on how to find Kumba. They've got that sign up there: Rendezvous, Verona Sky Villa, 30th floor. They facilitate everything for her, even as she's plotting to try to cure them of their happiness virus. So she meets with him, and she's assuming that they wouldn't have told him why she's coming, and she's expecting him to be horrified by what she's about to reveal. But she's surprised to find out that they've actually been giving him her videos, so he's fully updated on everything that she's been saying about them, and how she thinks there's a cure for their virus, and they can't lie, and like, he's gotten all these videos. So they did what she asked, and they delivered them. Even though it kind of goes against their interests, because she's trying to plot a way to get them out of this hive. And yeah, so far they really haven't said no to her, except when it came to admitting there was a cure for the virus. They just wouldn't answer that question. But he knows already. He also knows about them eating people, and he's awfully blasé about it. He's like, is this about them eating people? It is troubling. Yeah, that's kind of an understatement. I really think that this guy is, he doesn't care enough about any of this stuff, and
Oh, he's a hedonist. He's a hedonist.
He's the ultimate hedonist. He just does not give a shit. This is a chance for him to just live his best life, and he doesn't care about anything. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. But hey, JT Moore, nice to see you. Yeah, I for this one, I haven't been doing watch parties for this. Unfortunately, this one kind of snuck up on me because I didn't know how great this show was going to be. So I didn't set up a plan to do that. But I might start for the remainder of the season, maybe the next, I think there are like 2 or 3 more episodes after this. Maybe starting next week, we'll do watch parties. Ms. Honey said it could be designed to annihilate us peacefully before invasion. Honestly, that's the thing that makes the most sense, that this virus has been sent to annihilate us in a peaceful way, to make us like sheep, really easy to conquer. What better way, to conquer the humanity than to pacify us with this virus?
You telling me not to eat this?
Anyway, so I don't know what happened to Grant. He dropped off there.
Yeah, he dropped off. He hasn't come back.
Huh. Okay. Oh,
The hive got him.
yeah.
He was
Samuel
called
said,
away.
yeah, he's called away. Samuel said the hive mind's philosophy reminds me of Jainism.
Oh, Jainism?
Jains
Yeah.
avoid meat, though, even if it's dead.
It's like a don't harm anything religion. Don't cause any living creature harm.
Right.
Even if it's dead. Like
Even if it's... Yeah. It sounds similar. True. So, anyway, this was the funniest part of the episode, and we got some exposition drop here. We had Kumba showing Karl this video from John Cena, and here he...
Yeah, you haven't watched Peacemaker, right?
No, I haven't.
Do you know John Cena? What do you know John Cena from?
I just know he's a wrestler, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I know, literally. Is there anything else? I don't know. Is there anything else notable about
I
him?
wonder why John Cena was picked. Is it because like everybody likes him? It's kind of like got a Dolly Parton kind of feel, you know? Like not a lot of people don't like him.
Right.
Carol likes him.
Yeah. So that could be why.
He was available.
Yeah. Why John Cena? Of everybody every celebrity they could have picked. I wonder.
Maybe he works cheap.
Yeah.
Well, Betty White wasn't available, I guess.
Right.
None of the Golden Girls.
Yeah. So yeah, that's too bad. It would have been amazing if any of the Golden Girls were still alive to make a cameo, since Kel loves the show so much. They should have picked a favorite sitcom for her that had a cast member still alive. But
or they scour the world to find somebody who looks like Betty White and then send her over.
Right? Oh, that'd be great. But anyway, so they should do a lot more of this. This was really funny. He's like, hello, Carol, we're John Cena. And he explains what the deal is with their food supply. He says that we can't purposefully kill, harm, or otherwise interfere with any form of life. That limits what we're able to consume. Because when we say any life, that includes plant life. Now, this was a revelation that is really ridiculous. He said we can't harvest wheat or corn or rice. We can't pluck an apple from a tree. Once an apple drops of its own accord, well, we'll eat it, of course, and gratefully. Indeed, we'll harvest all the windfall we can find. Why can't they eat plants? Why can't they harvest plants? Is that hurting the plants? The plants are not sentient. They're not sentient.
Well, apparently they feel like it hurts them if they pluck it off before it's time. Really? Like its time would be when it falls. Yeah. There's a bunch of people waiting underneath trees to wait for fruit to fall.
It's so ridiculous.
Got their mouths open.
It's so ridiculous. Plants can't feel pain, really. Like they're not sentient beings. They
can feel pain. Plants scream when you pull them out of the ground. It's scientifically proven.
Oh, it's not the same as an animal or a human.
You can't hear them scream, so that's a problem.
Well, it's not. It's just, I don't know. I just think it's nonsensical, because it's not hurting. Like the apple tree will continue to produce more apples. It's not hurting the tree by picking the apples. These crops will, replenish themselves. So it's just
part
crazy.
of the life cycle for the apple not to be on the fucking tree.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, he goes on to say, plus there are billions of domesticated animals, cows chief among them, that still require milking. So at least they do that. They don't think that that's hurting the animals. At least they milk the cows. I mean, they need to be at some point.
Yeah.
And there's pre-existing food, millions of tons of it, that was processed prior to our joining. So eventually they're going to run out of that, though. And so they're willing to eat dairy. They're not vegan. They're not vegetarian either, because they will eat the meat that's already there.
They're like carrion.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
vultures.
Yeah. Yeah, they are like carrion. So he says that there's a problem, though. There are 7,348,292,411 humans as of this taping. So that's a lot of mouths to feed, and they're dealing with a caloric deficit. So to make up for it, they had to take these measures. They get their sustenance from this milk. 1/2 pint of this shelf-stable liquid contains 300 calories, which means that based on a diet of 2,400 calories a day, someone John Cena's size needs 8
John Cena's size
every 24 hours. Yeah. So they need more depending on how big they are. And there are a lot of things in it. Since it's manufactured around the world, they have to change the recipe based on local availability of ingredients. And they mainly use stockpiled food that they already have, like ones that are in danger of spoiling, like produce. That's why we saw produce in that factory where Karl found the body parts. And each carton contains 8 to 12% of HDP. I was surprised it wasn't more than 8 to 12%.
Yeah, it's a small amount.
That's not that much, actually. Human-derived protein. And
it's just like cannibalism, Julie.
It's cannibalism light, yes.
What was the word they used instead of cannibalism in this video? I can't remember what it was. It's
he'll get to it in a second.
Yeah.
He'll get to it.
It's 11% cannibalism.
Yeah. He said nearly 100,000 people pass away each day due to natural causes and accidents. Those human remains, which would otherwise go to waste, and are sources of HGP. Sorry.
Waste.
Yeah. They would. Those human remains just
would go to waste.
Would go to waste.
How do we apply that word to that?
Well,
are they going to waste right now?
I guess, yeah, because they're not being used. In a sense, they are. They're not being used for nutrients except by the earth. So you could say that the earth.
Maybe they're being, respected and preserved, and
Yeah. 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 It's a warped idea. He said that we cherish the memory of these people and appreciate their sacrifice. And Karl is horrified.
Mm-hmm. We appreciate their deliciousness.
He said that they wouldn't choose to consume this if they had their druthers. Weird that he used that word.
Yeah, I think it's a Shakespearean word. It's from Shakespeare.
Yeah. He said that throughout history, most cultures, though not all, have taken a dim view of anthropology. Is it anthropology?
Yeah, that's a fancy way of saying cannibalism. It has some history in the Greek language, but I know Shakespeare used it. Maybe Shakespeare coined it too. That's all I really know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had never heard that word for cannibalism. So he said that they're not keen on it themselves, but they're left with little choice. This is what I figured. They're not doing this for some nefarious purpose. They're doing it because they're running out of food, and for some bizarre reason, they're programmed to not be able to, consume animals. Actually, you have to kill animals or harvest plants even though this is a natural, normal thing for omnivores to do, humans who eat animals and plants. This is part of the life cycle. It's normal, but the way that their RNA has been altered, they can't harm any animal or plant in order to do what biologically is normal for humans, which is to kill those things to consume them. It's just like they have a biological imperative to spread and infect as many people as they can. They apparently are compelled to abstain from harming anything that's alive. So this is what they do instead. They just, use the remains and the leftovers of whatever is around, including human remains. They do promise Karl that she'll never have to consume this HDP unless she wants to. They'll never serve it to her in any form, and they'll give her the best, freshest windfall and stockpiled foods for her. I don't know how they can really promise that, because they could eventually run out over the course of her lifetime. But yeah, that's what they promise. They say that your well-being is of the utmost importance to us. Any comments, concerns, call anytime, day or night, and leave a voicemail. I believe them that they actually do. Her well-being is important. The well-being of every living thing seems to be important to them. So I think they're actually completely honest when they say that. And they still won't talk to her, though. They say, we regret not being able to speak to you directly, but for the time being, we need our space, which is a paraphrased version of that annoying message she's been hearing on the phone over and over again. So they still won't talk to her. Who knows how long this will continue, if it'll ever even change. They do just say for the time being, so maybe it's temporary. 23 likes. Awesome. Thank you for hitting the like button. Please hit the like if you haven't done that yet. Amy said, I can't see it till after midnight. I don't have Apple TV. And Samuel headed out because the episode dropped. Yeah, I know a lot of people watch right when it drops, but yeah, you can always come back and watch the replay later. We'll finish breaking down the episode. Anyway, so that, yeah, that was the video. And Kumba said that John Cena, who he was just hanging out with at the time, told him, just they had been hanging out. He was teaching him the sunset flip power bomb. and that was, that's when he told him about the cannibalism. So they didn't even try to hide it from Kumba, which is interesting. I guess they knew him well enough. They knew that he wouldn't freak out, and so they just told him. Whereas with Karl, she had to investigate and find out on her own. He says that it's troubling, but I don't think he's disturbed by it enough. I don't think he's disturbed by any of this stuff enough. What's happened to the human race? He's just enjoying himself.
Other than Karl, all the immune are very and maybe Manusos or whatever. They're all so passive about everything. They're whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't understand why they're all so calm about everything. When she met them in Spain, they all just didn't give a shit. She was the only one who cared about what just happened to humanity. They should care more. Yes, they have family members, so that makes it easier for them to accept. But if anything, I'd be just as upset. You're looking at your family member turn into a zombie freak, part of a hive mind. You should be very upset about that.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense to me. They shouldn't be, all of them, that passive and chill about it. But yeah, Kumba doesn't really like the idea, and he said none of the other immune like the idea, but it is what it is, basically. And he tells her that they've been getting together, keeping in touch, except for the guy in Paraguay, he said, who we know as Manny. Chaperones have been reaching out to him, but he never replies. But the others hang out for potluck suppers Tuesdays and Fridays, and then they mostly talk on Zoom. Carol is actually hurt that she's been excluded from this. She's visibly hurt by it. As it turns out, as abrasive as she is, she's lonely, and she does need some human contact. And even if these idiots have been useless to her, it would be human companionship of some sort, and they're depriving her of that. They're excluding her. She asks them what they talk about. I mean, him, what they talk about. He says that basically they're worried about the hive mind people starving to death, because with John Cena on the video didn't mention that even with the HDP, most of the world's population will starve to death within the next 10 years. If you press them long enough, they will admit that to you. And he wants to save them from that. He and the other immune want to save them. So they're talking about what they could do, and they suggested robotic farming. But they would have to build and program the robots. They appreciated the input, but I guess they didn't want to do it because they'd have to build the robots, which would harvest the plants and go against their rules, I guess. Even though it is kind of it could be a loophole. They're not actually killing the plants. They would just build the robots, which would then do the job. But yeah, I guess.
Or teach one of the immune to do the programming. Have them build the robots, but then in 10 years' time, some of these immune people could learn how to code, and they could program the robots to pick the fruit.
Yeah, they could have done that.
Yep.
But I get why they wouldn't want to make the robots themselves, based on their silly rules. And anyway, Carol is hurt that she was excluded. She asked if they had thought of including her in the Zooms, because she's a writer after all, and she could come up with lots of ideas to help. But he said they took a vote, not unanimous, but the majority felt that her presence might prove disruptive. And the non-English speakers were offended that she didn't invite them to join them in Spain. But that was no slight on them. She just didn't trust the hive mind people to translate for them. So that's why she didn't invite them. And yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, this isn't about you or any of us for that matter. Like, you can tell that she's offended, and she literally goes to his bathroom and cries, which is adorned with a gigantic picture of himself taking off a pair of sunglasses. I found that absolutely hilarious. This guy is the image of narcissism. He literally has a different picture of himself on the wall of every room in his hotel suite. Unbelievable. It's too funny. And the thing of it is, though, who does he have to show off all this to? Just a bunch of hive mind people. This would get really lonely and empty after a while. The whole point of having all this stuff is like a status thing. It's to show off at the end of the day. Yeah, Carol is literally hurt, crying over being excluded. So she has more feelings and sensitivity than she likes to admit or show on the surface. But he can see it. Kumba calls, the hive mind, someone from the hive mind, and points out that Carol is so lonely. And I guess it's some of his harem women, because he says, "I miss you too, my loves. See you soon." So he seems to be asking for them to come back and spend time with Carol, but they say no. I wonder what else they tell him, because he says, "Yes, I know." He's like, "But she's so lonely." "Yes, I know." So there's something there. Maybe they tell him she's too much of a threat to us with her outbursts. He finds her passed out with a liquor bottle as her only company and covers her up. And you see him looking out the window of the suite there, which is a cool shot. There are a lot of beautiful shots in this show, and I noticed a few in this episode in particular. And you see him, this shot here just reminded me, it just made me think about how lonely and empty this is going to be for him eventually. He may think this is paradise for now, but there he is all alone, this one little person in this giant suite. He's the only normal human there. And once the hive-minded people come back, I mean, he'll be the only normal person, normal individual there. There's no one to share all this with. And it's going to be a lonely, pathetic existence eventually. It's only been like 12 days, so it hasn't gotten old just yet. And then there's this shot too. He's looking out the window and you see his reflection right there. And it makes you think about identity. You know, the reflection represents his identity, and that's what will get lost if they lose their individuality and become part of the hive. So that's one of the themes of the show. You know, what makes up a person's identity? You know, is it the sum of your memories, your individuality? How much is that worth? And you know, is it worth giving up identity and individuality to achieve things like world peace and be happy all the time like these hive mind people? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth it at all. You lose your humanity then. Life has to have pain in it and struggle. It can't be this kind of existence that Kumba is living, and it can't be the hive mind existence either. It's empty and it's inhuman the way that the hive mind people are. So I like the way that this show explores these deep themes like that. And it gives you these quiet moments with beautiful shots that are symbolic of those themes, and just gives you space to think about all of this in the space of an episode. It's not action packed. And sometimes it feels a bit too slow moving for me, but I don't mind the slow burn. And I like when they use beautiful shots like this to fill those quiet moments and give you that moment to give you that space to contemplate what they're asking you to consider, the different thought experiments. Like there's another gorgeous shot. I mean, that one is followed up by Karl waking up on the couch with a glass next to her. Or no, I think it's a bottle. It's an empty bottle. And so you see the gorgeous room kind of reflected and distorted through the bottle, which is another beautiful image there. And Karl wakes up and she finds Kumba in the kitchen area with another portrait of himself. He serves her breakfast. In the background, there's another portrait of Kumba. Very, very loud, garish green suit, which really suits his personality, I have to say. She has her egg and avocado toast breakfast. He asks her what she's going to do next, and she knows that he must need a break from her. And while he says he's enjoyed her company, yeah, he doesn't deny that. So she says that she'll go find her own suite and they can get together later. After which there's a really awkward pause. She wanted to get together later and talk some more. And when she sees that he clearly doesn't want to do that, she says, "I'm just messing with you." But I think she was actually serious. She's lonely. She wanted the company. She actually wanted to talk to him more, I think. She pretends that she was kidding. He wants her to go away, so his harem will come back. And they won't come back until she's out of there. So, yeah, she makes her exit, and he's nice to her. He says, like, you can call me anytime, just dial 0, check in now and then. Maybe you'll have some ideas on how to save these people from starvation. And I like her response. It was, maybe tell him to, I don't know, maybe tell him to pick a fucking apple. Exactly. And she's right when she says they're doing this to themselves. They are choosing to starve. I mean, she's sort of right, but I think the way that they're programmed now, they literally can't do certain things. They can't lie, and maybe they just literally can't harm any living thing, including just picking an apple off a tree. That would be harming that plant in their eyes. So they can't do it. I don't know if it is a choice. I don't think the hive-minded people have a choice in a lot of in most things, really. They've been robbed of personal choice. That's another part of humanity that has been lost with them. I think Carol is accurate when she says the only way to save these lunatics is to turn them back the way they were. There is a way to reverse this. And she asks him to help her find it. But he still doesn't care. He's not interested. She says, do you seriously think the world is a better place now just because it's peaceful? Once they turn us, we're going to starve right along with them. And she's absolutely right. It's not better just because it's peaceful. Too much has been lost as a result of this virus. And yeah, if they were able to turn these immune people, then yeah, they would starve right along with them. But then he reveals something which he really should have told her from the beginning, and this almost didn't even come up as she was leaving. He says they cannot turn us, not without our consent. And he goes on to say this, it seems the only way to make their virus work on us is by tailoring it to our individual stem cells. But to obtain these stem cells, they must first collect them from our bodies. And that's an invasive, painful procedure. So they can't do it without their permission. It would be hurting them, and it would go against their rules. He says that they made this discovery only yesterday, and they're not happy about it. They asked if he'd give his consent, and he said, "Nah, as of this time, I prefer not to." So, yeah, he really should have shared that information with her right away, something that she would have clearly wanted to know. I don't know why he withheld it. It only came up accidentally because she asked him point blank, have you thought of that fact that we're all going to starve if they turn us into them? Isn't that weird that he didn't tell her, Karl? Like, why did he not tell her until she asked him point blank about that they can't do this? They can't. That's a huge revelation that they can't turn people without their permission. They just discovered that because it would involve harvesting their stem cells. Why didn't he tell her?
I don't know. And so you think it's because he didn't want her to flip out?
I mean,
go heads with them, but I mean they're not there, so
this would make her happy though.
Yeah.
I think this would have reassured her, calmed her down a bit. So I don't know. I think he just doesn't care. He doesn't care that much about her concerns.
Mm-hmm.
He's completely checked out in, hedonism, hedonist land, hedonist happy land.
Right.
So he's not that, connected with her concerns. And that was like her number one concern. I mean, yes, she wants to cure those people, but she also wants to avoid becoming one of them, being forced to become one of them. And he knew that. I mean, so she's so excited by this. Immediately, she calls them, listens to that long message again on the voicemail line, and she asks, "Is it true that you need our stems into you, and you need our express permission to collect those stem cells. They respond by putting a message on this giant, what would this be called, a marquee or something?
Yeah.
On the Westgate Hotel. And it says, "That is correct, Carol," on both counts. This is a funny way to answer her.
Yeah.
You know, because they're everywhere. They can control anything at any time. So they just took that opportunity to answer her that way instead of on the phone with a recorded message or something. How were they answering her before? It was when she would ask them something. Was she calling them and then she'd leave a message? But how did they answer it?
Those times she wasn't asking a question. She was saying, "Hey, I want my garbage picked up."
Oh,
and then
right.
The drone came, or "I want the lights turned on." Then the lights were turned on.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And then obviously she talked to your buddy, the Undersecretary of Agriculture or whatever, in the first episode.
Right. And then she calls them again and says, "I am officially going on record," after listening to that same long message again, which is always funny and annoying, which it's supposed to be because they want us to feel what Carol is feeling. Like you were saying earlier, Karl, they want us to feel frustrated along with her, having to listen to it again.
Yeah.
And she says, "I am officially going on record that I do not consent. You will not lay a finger on me." Repeat that back. To which they reply, "We hear you, Carol. You do not consent. No stem cells will be collected from your body. Your wishes will be respected." I believe them, too. I believe them. I don't think that they're lying. I don't think they can lie. So, yeah, I think that's the way it's going to be. But we'll see. At least that's one less thing for Carol to worry about now. She still wants to save the people in the hive, unhive them, so to speak, but at least she doesn't have to worry about being forced to turn into them. So let me get back to the chat before we wrap up the last couple scenes and finish this thing. So what I was talking about earlier, what would you guys do if you were in this situation, like one of the immune? Doc had said, "I would ask for everyone who was attracted to me before the joining, or who would be attracted to me, to do a lineup. And then I would pick my favorites out of them. And then those men would be the ones who would read to me all the books my heart could desire, probably in their underwear or nothing." Well, there's a fantasy wish fulfillment right there. Okay. That's a nice way to go about handling that too. Like, instead of just picking whoever you want, pick anyone who was already attracted to you or who would be attracted to you genuinely to do that. So in a way, it's like sort of getting consent in the best way that you can. I like that. I like that. It's a lot better than the way Kumba's handling it. Susie had said they could just be gathering his DNA for stem cells. Who, though?
Via what Kumba's leaving in those ladies.
Oh. They could.
Yeah.
They could do that. Ms. Honey said, "I'd be half like Kumba. Ask for a swanky block in a great town in California where all my hived family members can live in mansions around me. Then I'd ask all my hived fam to act like their old selves." That's great. I like that. Try to live life as best you can, as closest to the way it should be with your family, but in a fancier setting. Yeah, I think I could rock with that. I could go that route too. And you're welcome to Debbie. She posted a link to her latest art video in my Discord. And you're always welcome to do that. We are happy to promote and help you out. So Let's see. What else is here? Samuel said, extreme Jains will wait for fruit to fall off the branch to not harm the tree. Wow. Jainism. Interesting. I had never heard of that. Had you?
No, I've never heard of that.
Wow. John Cena. We are John Cena. Yeah, that was a funny line. Okay. They respond to stimuli. That isn't pain. Oh, and Amy headed out. Belated good night to Amy. Hey there, AAMM. Nice to see you. AA says, I don't think he told Carol because he knows she wants to turn the world back. So he only told her when he had to because she was there in front of him. Okay. Yeah. So he doesn't want things to change. He doesn't want to help her out or, offer her too much information. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah. He likes living this lavish lifestyle.
Yeah, he wants her to leave as well.
That's right. AA said he didn't even reply to her videos. That's right. He got them all, and she didn't even know. AA says Carol should ask them to take the long message off and just let her leave a voice message. Yeah, I think they would honor her request, so she should just do that. Sometimes she really overlooks the obvious. Just ask them not to play that anymore. Like, okay, we get it already. So, moving on. So she leaves Vegas. He notices that she's been riding around in a police car, and she notices that he's got a sports car for every day of the week. Which is pretty awesome. He's living a lot of guys' dreams with that, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
What kind of cars are these?
I think those are Lamborghinis, aren't they?
Are they Lamborghinis?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I don't think they're Ferraris. I think they're Lamborghinis. But the exotic stuff's outside of my purview. I'm more of a classic muscle car kind of guy.
Those are pretty awesome cars. Gosh. I don't know anything about cars, but those look really cool. I'm surprised there isn't a red one, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are only 6. Wait. No, there are 7. Never mind. Yeah, he doesn't have a red one. It's kind of overlooking a really obvious sports car color. Yeah. And as she leaves, he tells her, for what it's worth, the world is doing the best it can. It misses you. Zosha misses you. They want to come back. They're just looking for a change of heart. So they're looking. So this is interesting. So they miss her. They want her to change her attitude, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then they'll come back. They're looking for her to change her very aggressive attitude toward them and to stop wanting to change them, I think. And that's not going to happen. She responds, fuck them. Even though I know she misses them too, because she misses human contact, even as weird as these people are. So finally, this is the last scene. We have an appearance from Manny. I think it's Manusos is his name. Mm-hmm. He's still trying to check in with all these different radio frequencies, crossing them off, and we don't get much information again on why he's doing this. He doesn't have any success in whatever it is he's doing. He's not connecting to anyone. And then there's that one line that we talked about earlier that has a question mark. He returns to that, and it's making a series of very odd noises. I can't even begin to describe them. They're just strange noises. And he writes another question mark beside that. And yeah, I don't know what that's about. it could have something to do with the way the hive mind are connected to each other, like some people have theorized. I still am hoping that he finds another immune person via this ham radio contact process. And I think that could be why he's like what he's attempting to do by checking all these frequencies, trying to connect with someone out there who's not part of the hive, maybe. Now he looks outside, he sees a woman, the same woman again, drop off a bunch of food for him. He goes down and he once again tosses it upside down, won't eat it, doesn't trust it, doesn't trust anything from the hive. He also receives a video. He gets Carol's video. So they did honor her request and they sent it to everyone, including him. He watches Carol deliver her message, and she mentions that there are 12 survivors. She says, "To my 12 fellow survivors." He says 12. So he seems to be lacking a lot of information about what's going on, because he doesn't even know that there are 12 other immune people. He reacts with surprise to that. I think that he's so distrustful of the hive-minded people that he's hardly talked to them. Because if he had talked to them, he would have known more. He would have known that there are 12 other immune people other than him. She goes through her video spiel that we saw in the previous episode, and we saw that already, what she recorded. She explains that there's a way to undo this and turn the world back the way it's supposed to be. These people can't lie. That she discovered that this alien virus, it doesn't allow them to lie. And she thinks that let's see. She thinks that basically she's on the right track, because when she asked them how she could undo this, how she could undo the hive mind situation, they got so upset that the entire world, all of the hive people, burst into tears worldwide, and then abandoned the city she lived in. That tells her she's on the right track, and she's right. She's getting too close to the truth. She's getting too close to uncovering what could be a solution to breaking the people out of the hive mind, and that's why they're staying away from her. Now, this causes Manny to finally leave the house watching this video. He finally decides to get out of there, and it seems like he's been holed up in his little office apartment at the storage facility all this time. He hasn't been home. So he takes off on his way out. At first the streets are completely dark, but apparently they're watching him, and they turn the lights on for him. They must be watching him by drone, because suddenly the lights come on. He walks to what I assume must be his main apartment where he normally lived, and he goes in. You see a little picture on the wall, maybe him as a child and his father. He's kind of jittery when he gets there, and wonders if there might be someone in there. So he's like, "If there's someone here, I advise you to get out now." He goes in with a crowbar, but there's no one there. He thinks that these hive-minded people are more of a threat to him than they actually are. He doesn't seem to be aware that they're not going to harm him in any way. Like, they can't. They literally cannot harm him. He scrounges through his fridge for something to eat. He's been starving to death, after all. Manages to find a little something in there to eat. He goes through some maps that he has. And then he...
I enjoy his very old school, the maps.
Yeah, not a lot of people have maps like that anymore. I'm not sure what it is he gets out of this light fixture that he had hidden in there. He gets something out of the light fixture hanging from the ceiling and takes
Maybe
that
money?
with. Yeah, maybe he had money stashed in there. This guy's storyline is so mysterious. We're left to just watch and wonder about certain things because there's no dialogue in his scenes so far. But he packs up and leaves in his little car. And on his way out, he sees the woman who's been leaving him food, who is apparently his mother, as we figured. That's his chaperone, one of the hive, and they figured maybe he'd accept her because she's his mother, but he refuses. She says, "Hello, son. We're happy to see you. You must be hungry and confused. Can we answer any questions?" And I found this really sad. He sees this woman who looks like his mother, but he knows that she's really not anymore. And she's calling him son, and he says, "Don't call me son. You're not my mother. My mother's a bitch." Ouch. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the way you could tell if somebody's in the hive mind or not.
Yeah.
You know, you would have no desire to like be with your mother if your mother wasn't nice, because if your mom was nice and she drove the hive mind and she was still nice, you could be like, "Oh, it's my mom."
Yeah. So yeah, maybe he had a lousy relationship. That's kind of an interesting thing. He probably had a lousy relationship with his mother. He must have. She's a bitch. She was a bitch to him. And now all of a sudden she's being all nice and sweet because everyone in the hive mind is nice and friendly. So he's like, "I know you're not my mother because my mother's a bitch." Her whole personality must have changed. That was funny. That one little line.
No, I could see some people wanting that though. Like if you had a mom that wasn't caring and then there was one, you might get sucked into it through that.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, yeah, you spend your whole life wanting your mother to be nice to you, and that could have been effective, but it doesn't work on him, and he just takes off and leaves.
This whole shot is really nicely done. This shot of the two streets.
It is. This whole show is beautifully shot. It really is. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, have you ever had a car you had to start by pushing it down a hill? I have.
No, never.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine that had a car too. God, I can't remember what kind of car it was. We had to push down the hill every time he wanted to go to work.
Oh my god, that sounds terrible. Yeah, that sounds like a very antiquated
I think
car.
it was a Ford.
Scarlet says you have to push to start. It's crazy.
Yeah, when the battery dies and it's a stick shift, that's how you can get going.
Push it down the hill.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you dealt with a car like that before?
Me personally, no.
Yeah.
I've helped push a car like that. I never. I haven't had. I haven't owned too many stick shifts. Yeah. When I have, their batteries worked.
Yeah. So that does it for that episode, and let's see what's in the chat here. I don't know what this was in response to. Ronald had said it's the original definition of the word windfall.
For fruit falling out of trees. The wind hitting the trees and the fruit falling.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, and let's see. AA said Carol should ask them to take. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Let's see. Doc said Jainism is a religion that is extremely pacifist. If you've seen the Lord of the Rings show, the hobbits or whatever they are called are basically Jains in a way. Interesting.
Except that they're eating carrots and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Shame on those blasphemous hobbits.
Right. Hey, David Zatino, welcome. I haven't seen you in the chat. We're gonna be continuing to cover this show every week, so If you like Pluribus and you want to chat about it, subscribe to the channel, please. If you haven't subscribed, that would be much appreciated. And I'm going to try to put out a few scripted videos too, with just theories and ideas about the show. And, you know, we're covering a lot of other shows too. There's Stranger Things we're covering, Welcome to Derry. And of course, we're always covering From. We're going to be getting back into that soon enough. Then what's the other one that's coming up? We're going to cover Fallout too. At some point when it drops, we're going to figure out when to do a live. So I don't know what the schedule for that's going to be yet, but stay tuned. I'll post a schedule announcement in the YouTube community posts and on Discord. So yeah, it's going to be a lot to juggle because there's Welcome to Derry has one more episode, but Pluribus has a few more, and then we've got Stranger Things we're going to be covering for the next month or so, or a little under a month. And the Fallout show is coming in a week. So it's a lot of stuff to juggle. But we'll do lives whenever we can. Whenever I'm feeling physically up to it, is when we'll do them. And that's that. Anyway, David had said, have you noticed on the first episode, it was 440 days when they find the signal, and that's a frequency for tuning music. Oh, no, I did not. Didn't notice that. Also, in the first episode, when she arrives to the hospital with Helen, she sees a baby on a car seat, and she gasped like she's seen someone dead. No, I'd have to go back and look at that again. I didn't notice that, David. Interesting. And AA said they are gaslighting her. Changing her attitude could just mean they want her to be nicer in general, but I feel like they eventually want her to be like them. They are depriving her of human contact so she can crack. Yeah, I think that makes sense too. Yeah, they want her to be like them. Like maybe if they ghost her enough, if they give her the cold shoulder, she'll crack because she'll be so desperate for human contact, which everyone desperately needs. It's just part of being human. AA also says, I think as soon as the joining happens, Manny was caught off guard by how his family was acting, and he left. I agree. He hasn't talked to any of them, or he would know way more. Absolutely. How could he not know that there are 13 immune people? He definitely hasn't been talking to the hive-minded people at all. Just ignoring them, essentially. Yeah. So that's crazy. There's so much he doesn't know. His mind is about to be blown when he finds out more. And I think that he will link up with Carol. I think that he's going off to meet with Carol, and he'll be on her side. They'll work together. That's what I think. Now I'm going to switch devices here. Let's see. I think they'll make a good team, Carol and Manny, because they're both angry people, and he can't stand.
Whoa. Turn the volume down on one or the other. There you go.
I never know how to switch devices without that happening. Like just for a minute. I had to switch to my phone, and I never know how to do that without this weird echo, crazy feedback happening.
You got to turn one's volume off.
Oh, like turn the volume on the device off?
Yeah, because that's what's creating the feedback.
Okay. But yeah, I think they'll make a good team. They both can't stand the hive-minded people, and they'll want to join forces. I think Manny and Carol can join forces to try to find a way to cure them of it, or break the hive, at least break somebody out of the hive, which is likeliest to happen with Zosha if they can actually make contact with her. But everyone everyone is doing such a great job of staying away from Carol. So I don't know how they're going to manage to get contact with any of them again. And if Manny hangs out with Carol, they'll stay away from him too. Anyway, let's see. Doc said, "I'm a mama's boy. That would have broken me." Yeah, it's a hard scene to watch in general for anyone who's close to their mom. Hey, Christine Jellybean, nice to see you. AA said, "That's why I don't understand how Lakshmi, one of the immune people, would want the world back so she can have her real son. Back Ravi, that's literally a shell of your son, no individuality." Right. I don't understand why she's okay with him being part of a hive mind. She should want him to be able to turn back into his normal individual self. AA Fallout is coming back December 17th. And this time it's going to be out 1 week at a time. So that means it'll be a lot easier for streamers to cover the show. It's great news for me. I can cover it week by week, 1 episode at a time, the way I like to do it. So I definitely plan on doing that. We're going to fit that into the schedule one way or another. So yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a fun one, I think. Debbie, no, I have not seen it yet. Actually, we're just wrapping up the live here. So I'm going to sign off in a minute and then go watch it. And next week we'll do the live a lot sooner. I'm gonna anyway, next week I'm gonna do the live a lot sooner. We're not gonna wait till the last minute again. But it's just a matter of finding a time when I can physically tolerate doing it, and it's hard to plan that out. The days kind of run together when my pain is so completely out of control. So I'm not sure yet which day we're gonna do it. I'll announce it. But I'm thinking it's gonna depend on the rest of the schedule too, what other shows we're covering and when. But I might switch it up and cover Pluribus on like Sunday night, maybe Sunday night. We'll see. I think Tuesday is too close to the next episode dropping, so I don't want to do it on Tuesday. Maybe Sunday night at like 10 p.m. Eastern, but we'll see. That might actually work out well. We could do the Welcome to Derry watch party, which will be at 9 p.m. Eastern as always, and then have a little break in between for an hour and then do the next Pluribus live Sunday night. But when we have a definite plan, I will let you know. And a lot of it also, again, it depends on my pain level. And so sometimes I may release a schedule, but have to change it at the last minute because my pain is too severe to do it. So sorry in advance when I have to do that. And, but eventually I'll get there. I'll get these things done because I really enjoy breaking down shows with you guys, and it may just be kind of all over the place for a while. The schedule won't be something as predictable as it usually is. So you might see me postpone lives a bit more often, and just keep your notifications on, so you know when I actually go live. Make sure you tap the bell and enable all notifications, and hopefully you can catch it. And for those of you who listen on the replay because you can't catch it or you missed it, thank you for listening. I really appreciate you. Especially since sometimes I can't give you much notice because all of a sudden I find an evening or a time when I can tolerate doing a live. My pain is tolerable enough that I can do it, and I can't give you enough notice. And so people miss them, and I'm sorry about that. But for those of you who watch the replays anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you to those who are just listening and not chatting as well. And I just appreciate everyone's support. And And thank you, AA, for the well wishes. Very much appreciated. And Amy, thank you so much. I'm trying. Not much is helping right now, so it's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's really hard. I don't know what to do anymore to manage my pain. Things that normally work are not working as well, and so it's pretty demoralizing. And I love live streaming, but it's taking the joy out of it for me, because now, like, even streaming isn't enough to distract me from my pain, and it's adding to it. I find my pain spiking because I've been live streaming for a few hours. It's really frustrating. I've only been streaming here for 2.5 hours and I'm in terrible pain right now. Whereas a year ago, I could do 8 hours and be in okay condition. So I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep looking for better doctors and redo medical tests and see if I can find out what's wrong with me and get better treatment one day. In the meantime, this channel is still therapy for me when I am able to do my content and do these streams. And I can't thank you all enough for your kindness and your company. You've kept me company through many difficult hours, painful hours, whether I'm resting or on the treadmill streaming. And I can't thank you enough for being my found family. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep fighting the pain and I'll still be here. I just may do less live streams sometimes, or I may have to do much shorter live streams or postpone them and reschedule a bunch of times. So please bear with me and be patient with me. Your patience is much appreciated. Don't hit the unsubscribe button. I know it's annoying to see streams get postponed and moved around a lot, but I'm trying to survive my pain every day. That's all. And so sometimes I just have to put my self-care first and say, no, I just can't do this tonight, and move it to another time. So that's how it is right now. Oh shit. But there's a lot of great things going on in my life thanks to this channel. It's not all bad by a long shot, I promise you. There's a lot of amazing things I have to be thankful for that all started because of this channel. A lot of positive things in my life, but my pain is just something that we're still trying to tackle and not having much success with that part of my life. Anyway, so good night to Doc, and good night with Alice. Thank you, and you take care too. And good night, Amy, and thanks, Debbie, for the well wishes. And I hope you continue to do better and manage your own condition. I'm really glad to see that you're doing your art, which is such great therapy. AA said, please try turmeric, Julie. Make sure it doesn't interfere with anything else you might take. Ask your doctor, but try a ginger turmeric tea or a strawberry turmeric. Thank you. Thank you. I tried turmeric capsules a while back and I wasn't sure if they were helping, but I think I want to try a different kind of turmeric or a different way of consuming it. Maybe tea instead of capsules. So yeah, thank you for that. I hadn't thought about turmeric in a while, so I will try a different kind and maybe some tea. Maybe that'll help me. I know that can be good for inflammation. So I appreciate any and all suggestions that I ever get. Truly, I really do. I can use all the suggestions I can get because I am a mess and doctors don't know what the hell to tell me. So I've just been flying solo and just in terms of like figuring out how to manage my condition. I've been, self-treating, listening to my body and figuring out, okay, how can I manage my pain? Well, it seems like when I go for 3 walks a day, I can keep the pain from spiraling into something horrific, out of control. But now that's not working anymore. So it's like, I'm running out of solutions. So it's tough. So I appreciate suggestions when people have them. I really do. I have tried, yes, I have tried acupuncture twice, and I did like it. I'd like to find someone near where I live now who does it and try it again. I really do like, I found it very relaxing. When I did it, it didn't relieve any pain, but it relaxed me. It put me into a calm state, and that's good for the body. If you're in pain all the time, then you're in fight or flight, and the stress can actually feed into it, the pain, in a vicious cycle. So acupuncture, even if all it does is make me feel more relaxed, that's something that I should really look into again. So thank you for that. I'm going to add that to my list to look into. And I only did it twice too. They can do all kinds of different acupuncture in all different spots on the body. So who knows? There might be areas they could try that would actually relieve pain. Thanks, Samuel. Yeah, so far I've been prescribed a variety of things by doctors, all kinds of meds, but nothing seems to work. Some of it helped in the beginning and now it doesn't anymore. It's frustrating. It's like, I don't know why I bother taking medication that doesn't seem to work. But yeah, maybe there's something out there that I haven't tried yet that a doctor can give me that will actually work. Start a deduction diet. Yeah, Christine, I've heard of that, where you like you deduct one thing at a time from your diet and try to isolate like what could be adding to your symptoms and like process of elimination. I think that's what that is. That's interesting. I haven't done a lot of experimenting with my diet other than I used to try to eat a lot healthier than I am right now. A lot healthier. I ate a lot less sugar. Huh?
Hey, Julie, I gotta run. I gotta go to my other live.
Oh, okay, Scarlett. Have a good live. Thanks for being here.
You too. You too. Take it easy.
Okay. Good night. Yeah, anyway, I haven't done a lot with like deduction or of different things from my diet. I did try to limit or decrease my sugar, carbs, and dairy for a long time and eat very healthy as much as I could. But I finally was just like, screw it. I gave up because I kept feeling worse and worse instead of better. So now I indulge in a bit too much sugar, cheese, stuff like that. I want to get back to eating healthier, and I'm starting to move in that direction. So, but I know diet can definitely impact this kind of stuff. Samuel said, I've heard good things about kratom. Yeah, kratom. Kratom is pretty much the only thing that's helped me at all in recent years. So kratom, I can vouch for personally from my personal experience. Everyone has to make their own decisions and do your own research. But I personally think that kratom works well for pain, but you've got to be responsible and careful about it because it can be very strong and you have to start with a very small dosage and just ease into it, and especially if you're on other medication, and see how it affects you before you try increasing your dosage. It's it's plant derived, it's legal in some states but not others. A lot of states are working on banning it. Don't even get me started on that, but it gives me some relief. Thank God something does. And anyway, yeah, maybe I'll try acupuncture again, and I'll try turmeric again. Christine said, I live the same life, Julie. Oh, Christine, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. I wouldn't wish the kind of life I'm living in terms of my pain. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. The life I live in terms of the pain I deal with and going to doctors and not getting answers, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. So I am so sorry to hear that you're struggling too, Christine, and I hope that you find ways to manage your own health and and live the best life that you can and get the best medical care. I know it's hard. Yeah, I'll definitely try turmeric again, AA. Like the strawberry turmeric, that would be good actually. I love anything strawberry. Anyway, so yeah, Samuel, it did. And Karl is the one who got me to try kratom. It took me a lot. It was not easy. It took a lot of pushing to get me to do it, because I was nervous to try anything, even a supplement, but it was well worth it. So I'm glad. Thank God for that. And thank God for Karl advising me to try it. Debbie said, I use art and music therapy as distraction techniques. Plus, I've removed every trigger from my diet, plus practice gratitude and use my cannabis oil as a supplement and a topical rub. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, Debbie, I've got to get on top of my condition like you have. You sound like you've really figured out a great way to manage your situation, your health situation. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I need to do more of that stuff. Get a handle on things like you have. That's beautiful. I don't know. The diet thing would be hard because I have a sweet tooth. I have a really bad sweet tooth, so it would be hard for me to give up a lot of things I love to eat that can potentially make pain worse. But I mean, if someone could convince me that certain things I'm eating, like dairy and sugar, are definitely causing me pain, then hey, it would be worth eliminating them. But I have heard that stuff like that makes pain worse. Anyway, I am rambling now. But AA said, look into a dispensary near you. Maybe you should try some edibles. Julie, I remember you saying you tried them before, but maybe some stronger ones. Yes, I did try them. You have a good memory. I did try them before. I don't think there is no dispensary here in Iowa because it's illegal here, but right over the border in Minnesota, I think it's legal there. So yeah, I could look into that again. Especially if, God forbid, kratom gets banned. I think I just didn't try the right edibles because they didn't work for me. They actually seemed to make my pain worse. They amplified it. It's like, what the hell is going on? My head is burning. My neck is burning. It was really crazy. But I think it was just the wrong mix because they don't tell you exactly what strain is in them. They just say, oh, it's indica dominant with possibly some sativa in it, and who knows, maybe there was a little too much sativa in it and that made my pain worse. I don't know. I definitely didn't feel better. I know that it helps a lot of people though, so I would be willing to try almost anything again as long as it's not dangerous, if it could potentially help me, because I am getting desperate, let me tell you. Samuel said, Karl is your shaman. Important to have a shaman, a good shaman for stuff like that. That's a good way to put it. He is like my shaman, 100%. Pebby said, I'm grateful that I've never had a sweet tooth as a celiac who is allergic to sugar. Yeah, that's a good thing. Then it's not hard for you to eliminate that from your diet. Oh, I can't imagine being allergic to sugar. Good Lord. I love ice cream and cookies and candy, chocolate, way too much. Is aquatics possible right now? Maybe. I don't know what's close to me here in Iowa, but I might be able to look into some aquatic therapy. I've tried it before. It didn't help me at the one place I went to for maybe 6 months, but I definitely am open to trying that again. I just have to find somewhere around here that does it. I'm kind of going back to square one. I'll try anything, even if I've tried it once and it didn't work. I'll try almost anything. and it's like low impact, but man, I'm so weak. It's surprising how much aquatic therapy actually hurt me. Debbie said sativa gives me tachycardia and the itchies. Ooh, scary. Yeah, I tried to stay away from sativa, but I couldn't find any edibles that just had indica only. They just said indica dominant. It was never 100% indica. And I didn't want to smoke it. I really want to avoid smoking anything if I can for my lungs. AA said indica for pain and relaxation. Try to avoid hybrids and sativa. Right. Honestly, if I get desperate enough, I may have to just, for medical purposes, get some indica and smoke it, because you can't just find straight indica edibles. At least I can't. It's always like, I don't know, unless you buy the plant and bake it into something. But like in terms of gummies, yeah, you can't find just indica gummies. At least I couldn't. But anyway, thank you guys. You are so kind, offering all these suggestions and concern and well wishes for me. And I can't thank you enough for all your support. I'm so grateful for your kindness and for listening to me and my long, endless complaints. That's the life that I'm living. But I don't feel alone. Thanks to this channel community, and connecting me with Karl and this amazing family that I have in you guys, I'm not alone anymore. So I may be suffering in this screwed up body, but I'm not alone anymore in it, and that's everything. That makes life infinitely worth living, and at least there's joy there. There's still joy along with the pain, whereas there was none of that before. And it all started with this channel. Seriously, like my life was joyless before that, because my channel connected me with the most amazing human beings. So can't thank you guys enough. Yeah, Amy, I think you can get it in vape form. That's also a form of smoking, though, and I've heard that's pretty bad for you as well. But I'm getting so desperate, I will try almost anything just to get some relief. And yeah, Doc, sativa does give a lot of people anxiety. That's why I avoided it as best I could. But I had a bad trip. I had a bad trip by accident by taking a gummy that was a little too strong, and next thing I knew, I was like upstairs in front of my dresser and didn't know how I got there. And then I was at the refrigerator and didn't know how I got there, and teleporting, story walking all over the house. It wasn't fun. I felt very uncomfortable and felt like my head was burning. I don't know. It was weird. I didn't enjoy that. I don't know why people like tripping really hard, because that wasn't fun for me. Anyway, thank you guys again. And especially those who hung around in the chat even after the new episode of the show dropped. But and thanks for coming back, those of you who popped back in. I appreciate all of you. And when I started this live tonight, I knew and fully expected and understood that people would need to leave and go watch the new episode when it dropped at 9 p.m. Eastern. So totally get it. I did this way last minute, but thank you for joining me anyway. And I appreciate you. And we'll see you next time. So tomorrow night, we're going to do a live for I think we'll do the Welcome to Derry live tomorrow night, because that's been postponed for weeks. So I think we need to do one for that. We'll do a Welcome to Derry live going over the past few episodes leading into the finale. We'll do that tomorrow night, maybe 10 p.m. Eastern. And then Saturday night, I'm thinking Stranger Things. We'll discuss episode 2 of Stranger Things. Karl and I will break that down around 10 p.m. Eastern again. That's the goal. Keep in mind that could get pushed later depending on my pain level, or earlier even. You might see it pop up earlier. It all depends on how I'm feeling at any given time. And but that's the plan. So just watch for those 2 lives to pop up in the next couple days. And hope to see you then. And then for the watch party, of course, we'll have the finale watch party for Welcome to Derry Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern in the Discord. So you can join that if you aren't in there already. The link is in the description of this video. And that's about it. I'll keep you posted on what my schedule is going to be going forward. And just keep in mind that it could change depending on my pain on any given day. But I'll put out an announcement next week on what we're going to cover, what days. But the plan is going to be Stranger Things live once a week and Pluribus once a week until it's over, of course. We'll do a Derry finale live next week, and we'll start covering Fallout the week after next. When the episode drops, we'll wait a few days and we'll start covering that as well. And that's pretty much it. So thank you again. AA said, why are they only doing 8 episodes for WTD? We're probably going to have to wait a year. Oh, yeah. I know. It's a short season for Welcome to Derry. I wish it were longer, too. 10 episodes would be better. Like From has 10 episodes. Imagine if it were only 8. Good night, Debbie. Sleep well. Samuel, I do use some light weights for my arms and upper back. So I definitely have found that that's helped me. You're absolutely right. It's helped with my neck pain a lot. Doc said my first time smoking, I would lose track of time. Yeah, I've heard people lose time. Debbie said, name your body, talk to her, tell her she's doing great and that you love her. I know that sounds silly, but I promise it helps. My body is Betty. Every day is Betty. Please, let's have a good day, Gorge. I love that. That is beautiful. Mindset really does change a lot. Change your mindset and your mentality. And I know that can affect your physiology. There's a mind-body connection. And I have a very bleak, dark mindset. I'm not going to lie. It's very pessimistic and cynical about my possibility of ever feeling better or getting a diagnosis and a treatment that'll help. So I need to try and change that, force myself, rewire my brain, and maybe that could help on the path to starting to feel better. Yeah. AA, I was literally like popping up. I would sit in my chair, and the next thing I knew, I was in front of my dresser or in front of the fridge, and I didn't know how I got there. Yeah, I think I took a little bit too much of an edible by accident. So story walking is exactly what happened. But I think I just didn't have the right thing, like Amy said. Anyway, so AA, what I got was a treadmill walking pad. And unfortunately, I discovered that this walking pad is too narrow. And the way that it forces me to walk with my legs closer together was causing more pain. I couldn't understand why I was in so much pain, worse than usual, when I used the treadmill. And it's too narrow. So it's back to the drawing board. But Karl is going to help me. I'm going to rig up another treadmill that I can use, a wider one. And that should hopefully help. Right now, this little narrow walking pad is not working. It's terrible. So I'm literally walking around the house for an hour when I need to walk because it's too cold outside. It's freezing here in Iowa right now. Anyway, I love how you actually remember stuff that I was trying or working on or things that I've said. It means a lot that you guys care enough to actually remember these things, and you're more thoughtful and caring than my own blood relatives back in Rhode Island. It means a lot. It really does. Debbie said, I also use lots of compression gear to keep my BP up and tape to keep my joints together and braces. Just got a new neck brace today. Oh, interesting. I've never tried compression gear. That might help with certain areas. I think I have really poor circulation in my feet, and some kind of compression I think might help with that. Because I've been having terrible burning pain in my feet. Burning and unnatural coldness and like a weak pulse in my feet. I think I have circulation issues, even though I had what do you call it? An ultrasound that showed nothing wrong with my feet or my legs. Thank you, AA. Yeah, I'm definitely going to work on the treadmill situation, getting that squared away as soon as possible, because it's torture just walking around the house. And when it gets mild enough to walk outside, and by mild I mean like the wind chill is in the 20s Fahrenheit, then I wear 3 pairs of pants. I still have to wear 3 pairs of pants. Okay, sorry about that feedback. I had to switch devices again to wrap up the end of the live. My phone was about to die. Freezing here too in South Philly. Oh yeah, it's been a tough winter already, I'm hearing, for a lot of people, Christine. Even though it's not officially even winter yet, technically. It's been very cold, snowing all the time here in Iowa. Debbie said that's neuropathy. I thought so. I told some doctors that I have burning and unnatural cold in my feet, and they looked at me like I was nuts, like they had never heard of such symptoms before. I'm like, are you serious? I Googled it, and yeah, it's something that other people have. I'm not a freak of nature here. Christine said, I have back pain like you, Julie. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Christine. I hope that you're getting good enough care, unlike I am. AA says, I remember a lot. We care about you, Julie. Thank you so much. You are so kind and lovely. Thank you. It means a lot, really. The aliens got Julie. Yeah, if you heard some crazy feedback, that was me switching devices before my phone was about to die. Yeah, stretching is important, Christine. Definitely for back problems. Make sure you try to stretch. I recommend using free weights too for your back. I know that it seems like you're exercising your arms, but you're also working your back and strengthening it when you use free weights. I only do light ones. I can only do 3-pounders, but I've found it helps. With Alice says, ground cinnamon in tea or water is supposed to help circulation. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll have to try that. Thank you. So many great suggestions I get from you guys. Debbie said doctors are morons. In my experience, we know our bodies best. Yeah, ain't that the truth? I don't understand it. I just I definitely think that I've been able to do more for my body and manage my pain better than any medical professional ever has. I've had to figure out what to do for myself, and we definitely seem to know our bodies best. Doctors, a lot of it is just guesswork, and a lot of the time they just don't care. They don't care. You're just another number to them. You're just another source of income, and they don't care about getting to the root cause of what's wrong with you. They slap a Band-Aid on and treat the symptoms. Amy said, I had a doctor's office that would Google my symptoms, then print out something and leave. Seriously? Yeah, I had a doctor who used to Google my questions. And I just thought, how do you not know this? You're You've been practicing medicine for many years. You have an MD. How do you have to Google my questions? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Yeah, Amy, another paycheck. Exactly. Christine said, would you be interested in watching movies like Blink Twice and Eyes Wide Shut, The Shining? Yes, I love movies like that, Christine. I've never seen Eyes Wide Shut, actually, or Blink Twice, but those are definitely movies I'd like to see. Just never got around to it. And The Shining is fantastic. It's one of my favorites. So, yeah, we can do watch parties for those. Christine, I don't know if you're in my Discord, but we can start doing some more movie watch parties in there. And it's a great way to watch movies remotely with friends. So it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. So if you're not in there, you can join and we'll start having movie watch parties on a regular basis again, like we were doing. We were doing them like every Saturday night, but then life got crazy for me, so I wasn't able to do it for a long time. But you could definitely start doing regular ones again. The Shining is a fantastic movie. Debbie said, I have so many pages of notes on those 2 Kubrick films. Oh, yeah, it's a work of genius. It really is. Debbie said, I have a painting based on the color theory in Eyes Wide Shut. Nice. That's awesome, Debbie. Wow. That is really cool. That is fascinating. I've got to watch that movie. I'll put it on my list for watch parties, Christine. We'll do a watch party for Eyes Wide Shut. Let's see. Thank you, Debbie, for posting the link to my Discord. So that's where we can watch movies and discuss whatever it is we'd like to in the different channels for the shows I cover. That's where you can get all the notifications for what we're doing on this channel too. Anytime that I do a live stream or schedule one, a notification goes out through Discord. So it's another way to keep updated, so you know when the live is starting, and we'll do more watch parties. So definitely hit that join button if you're not in there. And yeah, Christine, that would be fun. It's that kind of year. It's that time of year. It's cold and miserable and depressing. It gets dark early. So movie watch parties are a nice way to just, pass the time and enjoy some socialization so we don't get too depressed. I get depressed this time of year. Christine says, I have lots of experience watching those movies many times. Oh, awesome. I bet you can definitely get really deep into analysis with a movie like Eyes Wide Shut. I've never seen it, but I know what it's about. So I think it's the kind of thing I would enjoy. It's deep, and I know it has a lot of symbolism in it. So, yeah, and they'd be great movies to discuss in there. We can discuss them as we're watching them. So yeah, I'll start doing those watch parties and schedule it and notify everybody, tag everybody so that you know when they're going to happen and you can join if you're available. Okay, so with that, I am going to sign off and finish my walk around the house. I'm walking in circles right now for an hour plus. Fun way to spend an evening. Then I'm going to watch the new episode of Pluribus when I'm done. So I have that to look forward to. And we will chat about it with a live early next week and discuss. So I have seen the menu, actually, believe it or not. I've seen the menu. So that's a movie I didn't miss. It was really interesting. What a unique creative concept, and disturbing as hell. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun watch. That would be a good one to do in a watch party too, even though that's one that I've actually seen. But but I don't have to have, this doesn't have to be my first time watching it, even though I have a long watch list. Like, I've seen The Shining a bunch of times, but we'll do a watch party for that one too. Anyway, good night, Doc. Good night, AA. Good night, everyone else. Hope you have a good day or a good night, everybody. Good night, Christine. And thank you all so much for your kindness and keeping me company, as always. Thank you for your lovely, supportive suggestions on my pain and just being there to listen. Can't thank you enough. I can't tell you how grateful I am. We just passed Thanksgiving, and I couldn't help but think about how grateful I am for what I do have in my life. There's a lot that I'm missing because of my pain, but thanks to this channel, it's connected me with the most amazing people and brought joy back into my life. It's connected me with Karl and the most amazing friends, and just beautiful human beings. So I have a lot to be thankful for, in spite of everything I'm struggling with. So I'm not going to lose sight of that. Hope you guys have a good day or a good night, and watch for the notification for Friday night and Saturday night's lives. Hopefully I'll feel up to doing them, so stay tuned on that. But we'll dive into Welcome to Derry next, and then Stranger Things. So see you guys on the next one. Love you all.
Yeah. That's a theory creaking open, baby.
Yo, welcome to the screen where the plot gets bent. Julie B deep dives, not just for content. She don't react, she dissects those threads from the lens, catching clues y'all missed when the credits end. What you know about freeze framing frames and while you blinking, she building an evidence drum. Got a notebook bigger than the lore itself, and a chat full of nerds with a mental health shelf. Yeah, she sees the glitch, peep the double cross. You just watching TV, she talk to the boss. Every theory and thesis, no throwaway guess. While y'all on season 1, she in season X. Said rewind and slow it, zoom in, enhance. Julie B caught the symbol in the window glance. While you tweeting what just happened like a clown, she already made a flow chart, color coded breakdown.
They don't die like us. They don't vibe like us. They binge and they bounce. We revive that trust. They skip intros, we every frame. You watch shows, we decode the game. They don't die like us. Nah, they don't die like us.
She cracked Severance before y'all knew it was deep. Predicted the Last of Us deaths in her sleep. When the camera pans, she ain't blinking once. Catch a ghost in the glass, call it theory punch. Watch parties lit like apocalypse nights. Callings while they bringing alien rights.
Hey Julie, I think the trees are spies. Well, I have a spreadsheet that confirms that, guys.
Zoom in, boom in, she moving through clues. Spinning Discord in the courtrooms, Lord of views. Got mods with receipts. Every rewatch turns into a Reddit elite. You stuck on the surface, we beneath with maps. Cross-referencing lore with the rector's caps. If your fave show got secrets, don't be dumb. Julie got the chalkboard out in Frums where it's from.
They don't dive like us. They don't vibe like us. They skim the edge. We inside that crust. They zone out, we zone in the pain. You say plot twist, we say nope, chain. They don't dive like us. Nah, they don't dive like us.
What's that?
That ain't a blooper, that's a plot thread. You thought it was a shadow? She thought it was a coded message from season 3. And she's probably right. Step this way if your mind's unbent. Step that way if your theories pay rent. Say Julie B, deep dive queen. Now zoom, scroll, theorize, pull. Ain't no rabbit hole safe once she got the cloud.
They don't die.